Dracula. Just joking. It's Fears! And welcome to the Fears Podcast. Oh yeah! What's up, guys? Fears. Audience, Fears. And welcome back to the Fears Podcast. We've got a lot to talk about today. Good things, amazing things, horrible things, a little bit of everything. Alright, so, without further ado's, let's get the podcast going. Alright, so, let me just open up the podcast and open up the comments and see what you guys are saying. Nothing yet, but you guys will be here soon. So welcome. I got one person watching and one like so far. Well, thank you. Thank you for that one like. I appreciate that. Alrighty. Let me just set everything up here. Boom, boom. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is. Alright. So, I don't have my coffee yet. It's brewing. It's brewing right now. So, oh, thanks for the second like. Right on. So I got 2 likes and 2 viewers. I appreciate that. No coffee yet because I'm getting it brewing, but it shall be here shortly. So, Fears today, I'm going to be reviewing Scream 2. Scream 2. There's 3 in this movie collection, so down to 1. 3 movie collection. Plus, it's got 2 bonus documentaries. Some good stuff. Pick it up. All on Blu-ray. So we're going to be reviewing Scream 2. Then we're going to be reviewing Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian. So yeah, so that's part 2. So we're going to be reviewing some sequels today. Fears' favorite. Typically, I don't like sequels. There are some sequels that are okay and some sequels that are good. Yeah. Then we're going to be answering some questions on aliens. So if you guys have got any questions on aliens that you want me to answer, I will answer them. And I'm going to take some alien questions from the interwebs. I think my coffee's ready now. Because it stopped bubbling. So let me just put on some music and I'll go get my coffee. Alright, we're here. Alright, here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Give me 1 second. Someone wrote me a message. So, give me 1 second. And that was Lord Visions. I told him that I was streaming, and he said, nice! So he shall be here momentarily. That's right. Alright, guys, well, I'm going to continue on. And wait for Lord Visions to get here. Alright, so those are the 3 topics. We got Scream 2, Night of the Museum 2, and then I'm going to take some of your alien questions. So I'm going to answer some alien questions. So you guys write your alien questions that you want Fears to answer, and then I'm going to take some alien questions off the internet. Visions! Lord Visions, there he is. And he comes in with that music. Yeah, well, I didn't have any coffee yet, Visions, so I thought I'd put on some music because it hadn't finished brewing, but now it's finished brewing. Cheers. And if you guys notice, this is the same mug. This is the mug that started it all. When Fears started working as a security guard at the Verizon call center, this is the first free mug they gave me. So there it is. So this is the one that started it all. Because they wouldn't let me have the mugs at Walmart. Walmart was my job before I started working as a security officer. So throughout the years, Fears has gotten better jobs. So yeah. By the way, I got my Florida shirt on, Visions. Represent. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, real quick. Reviewing Night at the Museum 2. Reviewing Scream 2. These are the ones that I watched last night. Now I got some bad news. Unfortunately, I did not go to work last night. I was not feeling good. I thought, okay, I'll take a nap. So I took a nap. After the stream yesterday, I had some dinner. I didn't have anything really that big for dinner. I had a chicken breast and some salad and some tater tots. None of that stuff hurts my stomach. I take a nap. After I worked on some of the vlog last night of me and Randall. Almost got it done, but then I started feeling sick. And then I worked on uploading some pictures and some videos to my other social medias. Did some TikToks, right, Visions? You ready for this? I go to sleep around 10. I had to be in at work at 3:30. I woke up at 2 o'clock, and I was just puking my brains out. I puked not once, not twice, but 3 times. I don't know if it was just a random Crohn's attack or what. But I texted my boss, and I said, hey, it's John. Unfortunately, I won't be able to come in. I said, I think I'm having a Crohn's attack. I've thrown up 3 times. I'm not up to par. I'm not coming in, but I'll be in tomorrow, which is like, tomorrow morning, because Fears will come in tomorrow morning. So I'm coming in tonight at I'll have to check my schedule. It's either 2:30 or 3 tonight. So it sucks that I had to miss work, but man, I was puking 3 times. And it was like long pukes, like going nuts. And I was just like, oh, fuck this. So, yeah, I rested last night. So after I cleaned up the bathroom, because some of the puke hit the floor, not all of it hit the toilet. Most of it went into the toilet, but as I was about to leave the bathroom, I look under the toilet, and some of the puke hit the floor, and I was like, oh, great. So I had to get like a wet rag and some disinfectant and clean up the bathroom. So once I cleaned up the bathroom, then I just went to bed. And then I woke up and I felt refreshed, and then that's when I started watching some movies. And then I took another nap. So it was horrible. It was horrible. But I feel better now. I feel better. Yeah. Yo, 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 yo! What's up, heroes and villains collectibles? I was just telling everybody that I did not feel good last night. I mean, heroes, when I say I was puking, that's the first Crohn's attack I've had in a while. I was puking my brains out. I mean, just going nuts. And I puked 3 times. I was like, I'm not going into work. It was horrible. So anyway, that's the bad news. The good news is before I got sick last night, I texted Sam. Sam gave me his work schedule, and he said that he can't hang out Sunday, but man, we're hanging out this Saturday. So this Saturday, me and Sam, we're getting some lunch, and then we're mini golfing it up. So Fears can redeem himself. So Visions, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed I can redeem myself. Because, man, my golf game last time was horrible. Normally, it's really good. And you know what, Visions, I was thinking, for our trip, buddy, whenever I come to see you, if there's any, I don't know if you like, Visions, do you like mini golf? You know, Fears, I love some mini golf. If there's any cool miniature golf places down in Portland, we have got to hit up at least one miniature golf place. Because I want to see how good Visions is at mini golf. You know? Is he a John Fears or is he a Randall? So yeah. So Visions, if there's any cool miniature golf places, like wacky miniature golf, we've got to do it, buddy. At least one day. At least one day. So Fears keeps thinking of all these epic ideas. Visions came up with some good ideas. It was his idea to go shooting. And I was like, right on, we can go shooting. And then he's like, Fears, I'm always down to hit up the movie theater. Because Visions goes to see movies all the time. Actually, more than me. And I'm like, we can do that. We can go see a movie. And it was his idea to go hit up the bar. And I was like, well, of course. We got to go get some beero. You know? Get on some liquor. Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. But will Visions beat Fears in miniature golf? Or will Fears beat Visions in miniature golf? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. That is if they have any miniature golf important. So Visions, do they have any miniature golf in the area? You know, around like where you live or in the Portland area? I've been to Portland actually. My it's a long time ago. My one of my British uncles used to live in Portland. My Uncle Terry, and sadly he passed away a couple of years ago. He was on his way to go meet his friend at a pizza parlor, and he had a stroke, or it was either a stroke or a heart attack. I can't remember. And he collapsed in the parking lot. And then when a family was walking out of the pizzeria, they saw my uncle laying on the ground, and they went over and was like, "Are you okay? Is everything all right?" And he didn't respond, and so then they called an ambulance, and then I guess by the time the ambulance got there, it was too late, and then they had to call my mom because that's my mom. That's one of my mom's brothers, and then we found out, and it was horrible. It was horrible. So I have been to Portland before. I've actually been to Portland, but again, Vision, it's been a long time since I've been to Portland. Oh yeah, by the way, this is my clip for my chips over there. But I'm done with my chips, so now I'm just fiddling with it. How many times have I been to Portland? How many times have I been to Portland? At least 4 times. At least. It's probably been more than that. Because whenever me, my dad, and my mom, and my brother went on our big California vacation, which was fucking great, by the way. I've told you guys about that vacation. That's the vacation where I went rock climbing, and I fucking drove off-roading with my dad in a massive fucking Hummer, and my mom, we were on the side of a fucking mountain, which was fucking great. My mom's like, I want nothing to do with that. And so my mom went shopping. I was like, come on, Mom, like, get in the Hummer with me and Dad and my brother, you know? My mom's like, and then she was like, John, you guys are on the side of a mountain. Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to go shopping. I was like, all right, Mom. So, yeah. Vision says, sure there is. There's a new place in town and a fun one in Seaside, Oregon. Oh, sweet. All right. Well, between the two, because Vision said there's one in his small little town, and then there's one by the seaside in Oregon. So Visions, out of the two, which one's better? Which one's better? And then we'll go to that one. Hero says, it's my anniversary tonight, 22 years of marriage, going to see John Wick 4. We've had a couple of drinks. Yo, 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 yo! Well, hey, everybody, raise your glasses. Raise your glasses for Heroes. Raising my glass. Happy 22 years, buddy, of marriage. So shout out to Mrs. Heroes and Villains. That's awesome. I wish you guys 22 more glorious years. Or you know what, Heroes? I'll do better. I'm going to wish you even more than 22 years. I wish you 50 to 60 more good years of happy marriage. To the boot, baby. Actually, this ain't the boot. The boot is, I still need to wash the boot from using it. It's still in the dishwasher. Fears has been kind of lazy, and I haven't washed dishes in a week. Oh! I need to wash them. So before I go to work tonight, I'm going to hit that start button, and so I'll have all clean dishes. Or actually, I should do it before then, because whenever I have dinner tonight, I need some clean. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go put on the dishwasher right now. Give me 1 second. Because you know me, I'm OCD. If I don't do it now, it'll drive me fucking insane. So give me 1 second. There we go. All right. Clean dishes. Clean dishes right now. I just put on the dishwasher. So forgive me. Because I was like, oh, I'll do it later. I was like, no, Fears, you haven't done it in a week. Just go fucking do it now. You know? All right. But yes, 22 glorious years of marriage. That's awesome, heroes. I hope one day I find Mrs. Fears, and I hope I have all those years of marriage. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Let's see. Vision says, I don't know. I haven't been to the one in town. There's more stuff to do at the coast, though. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I know they have, Visions. I've been to Portland a couple of times, 3-4 times in my life. I know by the seaside they have, like, some type of carnival. Well, at least that's how it was in the 90s. I don't know if they have it there anymore, because me, my mom, my dad, and my brother, and sometimes my British grandma would go with us to visit my British uncle in Portland, because he used to work on elevators. My Uncle Terry used to work on elevators, and it was a really good job. He made like $50 an hour, man. That's good money. That is good money. So he was living a pretty good life. But unfortunately, my Uncle Terry, he was kind of overweight. So whenever he was going to meet his friend for dinner at a pizzeria, he just had, I can't remember, it was either a stroke or a heart attack. So it's unfortunate. But I know my British grandma and my Uncle Terry used to take me to some seaside carnival. Maybe that's in Portland, Oregon, but it was right by the beach, and they had like a pier or something. I don't know. It may be still there. It may not be there. So that'd be cool. But Vision said there's a lot of stuff to do on the coast, though. Oh yeah, buddy. Well, we'll figure it out. You know what we should do? If there's time, let's just do both. Visions. We'll go to both miniature golf places. Why not? You know, 2 for the price of 1, buddy. You know, hell yeah, motherfucker. Dude, 22 years. That is awesome. Awesome, heroes. Awesome. And you know what? I've met your wife, and she's a wonderful, 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 wonderful lady. So, congrats, buddy. Congrats, buddy. Seriously. That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. Seriously. That's why I've been trying to find a Mrs. Fears. Because I definitely want to be a dad someday. I want kids. I want a kick-ass woman like Mrs. Heroes and Villains. You know what I'm saying? You know? Let's see. Vision says they usually do carnivals in the summertime because it's always raining here in the fall and springtime and too cold in the winter. That's very true. You know what, Visions? That's probably when I'll come to visit you. I'll probably come sometime like in June or July next year. Or maybe May. You know, because May's like the start of summer. Because I definitely don't want to come, you know, in February, March, April. That's when you said it's always rainy and shit. And definitely not in the wintertime, because guess what? Fears barely has any winter clothes down here. I kid you not. I've got 1 winter coat down here, 2 jackets, and like maybe 3 or 4 sweatshirts, and that's it. Because when my buddy Eric used to live down here, he was like, Fears, he goes, I barely brought any of my winter clothes. I said, yeah, I know. I said, I'm going to hardly bring anything. He goes, yeah, don't, Fears. It'll be a waste of your time. He goes, because it's always sunny in Florida. He goes, do this. He goes, my mom told me just to pack like 1 winter coat, 2 light jackets, and then bring like 2 or 3 sweatshirts. I did the exact same thing. And I've barely had to wear that the whole 5 years that I've been here. A few times, like when I first started working at Disney, I remember I wore a sweater and a jacket, like it was like a week before I started the job, right? It was a week before I started the job, and they gave us our free passes. So I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I don't have to start work for like a week and a half. And so my mom and dad gave me some spending money until I started working. And so my dad's like, you should go to the park a couple of times, John, and get to know the area. And I said, that's a good idea, Dad. Because he's like, well, if you're going to be working there, he's like, go check it out. He goes, you got a week and a half. So the first like 3 or 4 days, I set up my apartment. And then like the rest of that week and a half, every day I went to Disney. And I just chilled. And some of those days, Visions, it was kind of cold. So I put on like a light jacket. And if you guys look at my Instagram and look at my Facebook, there's all those old pictures of me in 2019, like going to Disney. So that whole week was kind of cold. Because I started my work in January of 2019. And then maybe a year ago it got a little cold. I wore a jacket here and there. And lately, like this week, at night it gets really cold. So when I'm off to work, I'll throw on my light jacket. But man, I haven't had to wear that winter jacket. I think I've had to wear the winter jacket, like a big like winter coat jacket, once since I've lived down here. So yeah. Hero says, shout out to all in the chat. Yes, shout out to the roof, because Lord Collectibles, that's right. Normally I say heroes and villains, but since it's his anniversary, Lord Collectibles is celebrating 22 years. 22 years of wonderful marriage. That's right. Happy wife, happy life. That's right. Heroes, this is the only thing you need to know about ladies. Just agree with everything. Happy wife, happy life. You're right, babe. You're the best, babe. I love you a lot, babe. And then there'll be no arguments. Just use those three things. Switch them up a little bit. You're right, babe. It's my fault. You know? I love you, babe. You're the best, babe. That's it. That's all you need to know. Those 3 phrases. There it is. There it is. No, seriously, all joking aside, I am extremely happy for Heroes and Villains. You guys have a wonderful anniversary tonight. Go see John Wick 4. Let us know how it turned out, buddy, because I'm kind of curious. Fears, sadly, Fears has only seen John Wick 1 and John Wick 2. I haven't seen John Wick 3 or 4 yet, but it's on the to-do list. It is on the to-do list. And sadly, Visions, I don't even have any of the movies in the collection. And you know what? Even more sad news. I haven't had time to watch or buy Battle Truck. I've been wanting to. Because it's only I found it real cheap. It's on, I couldn't even find it on Blu-ray, Visions. It's on DVD. It's like $10, I think, on eBay. $10. I just haven't had time to buy it yet. But I will. And I'll give you guys an analysis about it. Because Lord Visions has already watched it, and he went, wow, Fierce, thanks a lot for having me sit through that crap. But in Visions' defense, he did tell me there was some good action sequences, and there is some funny moments. So at least I have something to look forward to. I watched the trailer. I'm being honest, Visions. I thought it was action-packed. I was like, oh, man, Visions is going to fucking love this, And I actually found this. So it's very rare when I suggest a movie to Vision, because Visions is always like, hey, Fierce, I just watched this fucking hilarious horror movie 2 weeks ago. You've got to watch this. And I'm like, all right. So then I watch it, and I'm like, Visions was right. This was fucking great, So, yeah. But, so Visions, I'm on the hunt. When I get home to Missouri, it may not be the first day. The first day I'll probably hang out with, my brother and my mom. And then probably the second day, my grandma's been staying with my aunt, which my aunt lives an hour or two away from St. Louis, so that's going to be quite a drive. But she's been staying a lot with my aunt, so I'm going to go drive down there and probably stay the night and visit with good old Grandma Fierce. Take her out to lunch, Take her out to lunch. And then maybe the third day, then I'm going to V-Stock. So I'm on the hunt, man. So Visions, these are the main ones that I'm going to look for. Because I've been looking down here, not online. I mean, you can find them online in 2 seconds, but it's unlike Heroes. I like to find things on the hunt, and what I mean by that is when you go to thrift stores or when you go to Walmart or Goodwill, I like to find it in the jungle, man. You know what I'm saying? Online, that's kind of like the pussy way to do it, But I will look online if I absolutely have to. But if I could find them out in the free world, then it's more of the hunt. Then I can get lots of good footage for the vlog. But hey, guys, I went to V-Stock. Oh, fucking there it is. Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 7. Or whatever. I know there isn't a Part 7. I wish there was a Part 7. Speaking of Silent Night, Deadly Night, Visions this weekend, Part 3, buddy. Part motherfucking 3. I've watched Silent Night 1, Silent Night 2. Now I've got to watch 3, 4, and 5. It is hilarious that there's a 5th one. Hilarious that there's even a 4th one. Even more hilarious that there's a 3rd one. They should have killed Ricky off in the 2nd one, but Ricky survived. He crashed through a fucking window, plummeted to his death, but somehow, some way, he's still alive. And I read the back. He comes back in the 3rd one. He wakes up after a fucking coma and shit. He's still alive! So that's going to be good. No, so the main ones I'm looking for when I go to that V-Stock, because they've got everything in that fucking V-Stock, Visions. Visions, if you came with me, you'd be surprised. There's shitloads of Blu-ray, shitloads of DVD. Hell, they have beta tapes there Who the hell wants to collect beta tapes anymore? Beta is before VHS. There is VHS there, and they've got it all. But they've got these, like, literally a beta tape is probably the size of this folded pamphlet. So a beta tape is like that small, literally of that square. You know, a VHS is probably from here to about there. That's how long a VHS tape is. But a beta tape, but they've got them there, you know, and probably they sell them just for, like, collectibles. They have records there, Visions. They've got tapes, you know, the music tapes that you pop in. So they've got old, like, 70s records that you play, you know, the thing that you bring over and scratch on it, you know, the little needle and shit. They've got those. They've got CDs. I mean, they've got it all, you know. Actually, I think Beta was supposed to replace VHS with a higher quality reel, but no one cared. Really? I thought Beta came before VHS. I thought Beta was before it. I thought it was Beta, VHS, Laserdisc, and then Laserdisc kind of fizzled out, and then it was DVD, and then it was Blu-ray. And now it's 4K. I think that's how it went. I'm being honest. I could be wrong, Visions, but yeah. I think I've only seen like 3 beta tapes in the wild. I've seen a few. Well, they've got, I'm telling you, Visions, if you came to V-Stock with me, they got fucking beta tapes. They're up the yin-yang. So, Fears, when I'm on the hunt in Missouri, these are the main movies on Blu-ray that I'm going to try and find, Visions. The Car, because you said you've seen The Car, and you said it was spectacular. So, The Car, Surf 2, and then that one that you introduced me to, Visions, Zombie Surf Nazis, or whatever the hell it was. Or, hang on, what the hell is it? I keep forgetting the name of it. I think it's like Surf Nazi or whatever. Or Surf Nazi Zombies, Sent to the Future or some shit. What is it? Surf. I almost had it. Surf Nazi. It's either Surf Dead Nazis Must Die or some shit. I can't remember. Hang on. Let me go to Google. Let's see here. Oh, okay, I got it. Surf Nazis Must Die. So I'm definitely going to try and find that. So that's the third one. So far we've got The Car, Surf Nazis Must Die, Surf 2. If I don't get Chud 2 before I go on my trip, Chud 2. That's right. And I know it's on Blu-ray because when I looked up Surf Nazis Must Die, a picture of the Blu-ray popped up, and it definitely has really cool cover art on it. The waves are a war zone. The beaches have become the battlefield in the future. Oh, it's fucking over with. Oh my god. This is going to be fucking great. The beaches have become a fucking battle zone. Oh, it's fucking over with. Oh my god. I can't wait. It's going to be great. Oh shit. Alright, and let's see, what else? What else am I looking for? So I'm looking for those 3. Then I'm looking for, someone said, Visions, I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie. I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie. Someone said, Fears, you love 80s horror movies, right? I said anything from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, most horror movies were cheesy back then. Some were really good, but Fears said, Fears, he goes, you have got to see. I've never heard of this film series, Vision, so maybe you can tell me about it. He said, Fears, if you love 80s horror, he goes, you've got to see this thing called The Omen. And I was like, The Omen? And he goes, oh yeah. He goes, The Omen. And I was like, never heard of it. And he's like, are you nuts, Fears? He goes, I said, I just never have heard of it. And he goes, Fears, there's not just one Omen. There's like 4 or 5 in the series. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, there's 5 in the series. I'm like, kind of like Silent Night, Deadly Night. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, you got to watch those too. I said, well, I'm in the process of watching those, but I've never heard of The Omen. Is it worth a watch, Visions? Let me know. I've never heard of The Omen. I don't know what it is. Vision says, oh yeah, you're right. Beta was first. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, it's Beta, and then VHS, and then Laserdisc. And Laserdisc only, it fizzled out after like a year or 2. And then DVD. Not that I'm saying, I've got a couple of Laserdiscs. My dad invested in it, so I've got a couple of his old ones, and then I I bought a Star Trek Laserdisc of my very favorite episode. That's right. And then it was DVD and then Blu-ray, and then now we're up to 4K. 4K. So I may check out this thing called The Omen. I don't know what it is. I've never heard of it. But Visions, is it? I'm gonna look it up right now. So I'm gonna see what the picture looks like. So the Omen. I don't even know how you spell it. Owen, I think is how you spell it. The Omen. I think that's how you spell it. So. Oh no! It's Omen. M, not W. M. Okay, so the Omen movie. Let's see what pops up. Okay, so it's got a red background, and it's got a little boy standing in a graveyard, and he's got red glowing eyes. Okay, this looks hilarious. Okay. Apparently there's a lot. There's the Omen, Omen 2, Omen 3, Omen 4. Oh. So there's at least 4 or 5. I don't know what it's about, though. Apparently, it looks devilish, so maybe it's like the devil has possessed this little kid, like on the poster. I don't know. I don't know, but apparently there's 4 or 5 of them. But it looks interesting. I don't really know what it's about. But on the front poster, there's this kind of weird looking kid, and he's got red glowing eyes. And then he's in a cemetery. In the back of the cemetery, it's all red, and there's tons of it looks like a military cemetery because there's all crosses, and they have all crosses in sub-military. Like in my dad's military, they don't have crosses. They have those white tombstones that look the same. I actually like the white tombstones better. I think the one that my mom picked out for my dad, that one looks, and it's not just because my mom picked it out for my dad. It just looks better. I wouldn't like the cross one because it's so skinny. At least on my dad's, you can read all the information, about my dad. On the crosses, they're that skinny, you can't read anything on those, So if one of my family members passed away, I'd want to read about them because it's my family member, But you can barely read anything on those freaking cross ones. I am a Christian, I'm just saying they need to make those cross things bigger, So I've never heard of The Omen. It looks interesting, though. I just looked it up, Visions. The poster looks interesting. Apparently, it's been out for a while. I've just never heard of it. Apparently, they've made 4 or 5 of them. Never heard of it, not once. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm probably going to watch the trailer after. But my friend was at work. He goes, Fears, you're always going nuts about horror movies. He goes, you need to watch The Omen. I was like, what's that? He goes, Fears, you've never heard of that? I said, well, there's a million, quadrillion, kabillion movies out there, buddy. I said, I'm trying to get to all of them. I said, it's hard. I said, you only have one lifetime. I'm not going to get to every single movie. He's like, Fears, you've got to watch The Omen. And I was like, all right. I said, when I get around to it, I said, I've got a lot to watch on my list. I said, he doesn't know about all these. I've bought all these TV shows. Randall gave me Taken. So Taken, I bought this one, and I bought this one. So I've got all those. And some of these. I've also been watching a lot of the new MacGyver. And the new MacGyver is right there. It's open. So I've got all the discs right there. So I'm working on MacGyver right now. I'm working on MacGyver, and I just started watching a little bit of Married with Children. So I'm working on these two. So that's what I was trying to tell my friend. I said, dude, you have no idea. I said, I got tons of stuff for Christmas. And he goes, Fears, how much did you get? I said, tons. I said, my mom got me the next 2 seasons of Star Trek Picard. I said, I bought for myself the 4th season, the 3rd and 4th season of Star Trek Discovery. I've only watched Star Trek Discovery Season 1. Haven't got to 2 yet. I bought 2 myself, and I bought 3 and 4 for myself for Christmas. So he doesn't understand, Visions. I'm like, I'll get around to it. But then Rick was like, Fears, I just can't fathom. You're the horror master, and you've never heard of The Omen? I said, I don't know what to tell you, man. I said, I've never heard of it. And he goes, oh, it's good, man. You got to watch it. And I was like, all right. I said, I'll get around to it, eventually. But I was like, well, I better ask Visions. I said I better ask Visions and see what he says. Vision says the Omen is probably in a lot of top 20 and possibly top 10 horror lists. Oh, really? Well, then it must be good. I guess I've just never heard of it. Apparently there's more than one, though. I just looked it up. There's like 5 Omens, so maybe Fears should invest in the whole thing. But you know what? I'll watch number 1. We'll see what number 1's all about. And, you know, because I was kind of weary about Silent Night. Now I'm hooked. Now I'm hooked on the Silent Night, Deadly Night, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, ooh, this is pretty good, you know? Anyway, let's continue on. But yeah, let's see what else has been going on. So, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like Sam's getting better. I'm so happy for Sam. Sam's my buddy, my pal. I love him like a brother. Just like how I love Visions like a brother and Heroes and Villains like a brother. I'm so glad that Sam's doing a little bit better. He's probably not all the way there, but at least he's doing better, you know. He's got a new job. You know, he's streaming again because he said, Fears, I haven't streamed in a while. I said, well, I'm glad you're streaming again. I caught some of his stream last night. He's still playing that South Park game. So I'm glad he's getting out there. So I cannot wait, hopefully, to redeem myself. And I guess I'll vlog it. That'll be another vlog out of the 30, 40 vlogs that I'm behind. I'll get around to editing it, but we'll vlog it. So lunch, and then golf or lunch, whatever. And then we're going to do another video game stream this weekend, Visions. So we'll probably do some more practice, because I am ecstatic. I cannot wait for Resident Evil 4 Remake. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. It's going to be great. It's going to be fucking epic. So I told Sam, I said, well, let's get some practice in and let's play the old Resident Evil. So we're probably going to play some more of that, make some more progress on Dead Space, and then whatever other game that Sam wants to play. But people love those video game streams. I love them too. So I can't wait to play some more video games with Sam this weekend. All right. Let's see. I got church this weekend too. I'm finally going back to church because I haven't went in like 2 or 3 weeks. And you know what? Last weekend, it was because I was hanging out with Sam. But the weekend before, I have no excuse. I was just lazy. And I was like, Fears, you're going to fucking church this weekend. I'm like, don't be a bitch. You're going this weekend. But yeah, so I'm going. So I have an excuse of last week because I was hanging out with Sam. But two weekends ago, I have no excuse. It just was, I woke up and looked at my alarm clock. And I went, yeah, that's not happening. And then I just went back to sleep. So I am setting my alarm clock for 8 o'clock. And Fears will be out the door by 9 because church starts at 10:30 in the morning. Always. It's always 10:30. So I'm going to church this weekend. All right. I think that's everything. I think that's all the updates. All right. Time for the reviews. All right. I'll start with Night at the Museum 2. Basically, it's almost an exact carbon copy of number 1. So Fears will rate it at about a 6. It's a funny movie. It's worth a watch maybe once or twice, but it's an exact carbon copy of part 1. The only difference is they just go to a bigger museum, and he's got to help out his buddies at a bigger museum. The Smithsonian is one of the biggest museums on Earth, because it's not just one. If you ever go to Washington, D.C., which Fears has had the privilege to go with my dad and my mom, my brother, I've only went once. It was when Bill Clinton was in office. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Yeah, you did. You're a fucking liar. Everybody knows about it, and you enjoyed it. So don't lie. You did have sexual relations with that woman, but that was my impression, Visions, of Bill Clinton. So Fears has been trying to add to his repertoire whenever I do character actors or character voices, Fears loves voice acting. So that was my attempt at Bill Clinton. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. So I think I don't know how old I was in 1994. I'm not good at math, but me, my mom, my brother, and my dad went to the Smithsonian, and right before the trip ended, my dad's like, hey, we should take the White House tour. And I looked at my brother and looked at my dad and was like, oh, man, that'd be cool because, like, I've never been in the White House. And stupid Fears, what do? You're supposed to stay on the path, right? And I think either I dared my brother to step over the rope, or I dared myself, and my brother's like, oh, yeah, go ahead and do that. I step over the rope, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like 5 or 6, like, Secret Service guys, the whole 9 yards, the black suits with the fucking black, hilarious 80s, shades on. They're like, excuse me, young man. And I loved it. I remember it clear as day. He leaned in, he's like, excuse me, young man. Please step on the other side of the rope and stay on the tour. And I looked up and, scared fears. I think maybe I was like 8 or 9. I look up. I'm like, okay, all right, my bad. And he's like, it's okay, no problem. Just get back on the rope. So I stepped over the rope. And then he's like, never do that again. Shh. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And then I just kept on going. So even back then, Fears was making, trouble. But it was worth it, though, because then I can have this hilarious story. But yeah. So the president wasn't there whenever we took the tour, but I thought the White House was pretty sweet. But the Smithsonian is not just one museum. It's like, I think it's like 10 museums. You know what? Let's find out. Let me go to Google. It's either 9 or 10 museums. But basically, he goes to the museum, a bigger museum, and he saves all of his friends at night at the museum, too. How do you spell Smithsonian? Let's see. How many museums make up the Smithsonian? So, let's see about... Oh, man, I was way off, Visions. I said 9 or 10. So it says, the Smithsonian Institute is the world's largest museum on Earth. It educates over 1 billion people a day, and the complex is filled with 19 museums, including a zoology park. That's fucking awesome. So maybe one day Fears will go back there, because the last time I was there, I was like 8 or 9, and I don't know if me and my parents went through all 19 museums. I know we went through a couple of them, but that would definitely be a hell of a lug. So it's in Washington, D.C., and it's located near the White House. And Fears has been in the White House before, and it was a very cool tour. Very cool tour. Man, I was way off. I said 9 or 10. There's no way. Like, I was like, oh yeah, there's 9 or 10. I was way off. So I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. 19 museums. But that's fucking cool, man. That's a lot of history. And Fears loves history. I love history. Whenever I was in school, you guys know my favorite subjects because I've told you, I'll tell you again. Fears' favorite subjects growing up: art, PE, because we got to play sports and shit. Anything art, anything, and so painting, drawing, drama class. All the theater and all the play and shit. So that covers under art, PE, and then history. Everything else, I was like, it's time to take a nap. Like English, I could care. Oh no, I did like science. So science too. So science. Anything of art, PE, and history. Those 4. Everything else, I was like, yeah, this is boring. This is crap. Well, actually, it's not crap, but they just were not my interest. Math, horrible. Hated it. Garbage. It's still garbage. I hate math. It's horrible. And it's so boring. I give credit to those people that are like massive mathematicians, but when is Fears ever going to use calculus or trigonometry in his life? Never. I've not used it once. And I had to take... In film school, Visions, in order to pass my double major, I had to take algebra, never used it once, algebra, and I had to take calculus 101. Thank God I didn't have to take trigonometry. And I had to get a tutor. So I got a tutor in my last 2 years. I had to take calculus my senior year, I believe, and I don't know, maybe did I have to take them both on junior and senior? No, I think I took algebra in junior, and then I took calculus in my senior year of college, and it was horrible. I remember I went to my guidance counselor in college, and they were like, Fears, if you don't get a tutor, you may not pass. And I was like, well, I gotta pass. I've worked too hard. And she's like, yeah, I know. She's like, that's why we need to come up with a plan. And I was like, listen, my mom and dad are flying down for my graduation, and she goes, well, you've got plenty of time. She goes, it's 8 months away until graduation. She goes, I'm sure we can pick up your grade. And she goes, you're only failing in your math class. So I tried to do it myself, and I just couldn't do it. So thank God Thank holy God to those tutors. And I had 2 tutors, and they were the nicest people. I had a girl tutor, and then I had a guy tutor. And he took wonderful notes. So, yeah. You see, Vision says, I've taken the tour before. Kind of weird seeing the White House over the years on television and glamorized in movies. Then you get there, and it's kind of dumpy. I'll admit that, Visions. You know, well, at least when I took the tour was kind of nice, but I know what Visions is talking about. So, all the glamorous stuff is kind of like at the beginning of the tour, right, Visions? Then when you go into the bowels, it's just like a normal home for the president, you know? So, they have all the rooms that nobody goes in, like the red room, the blue room, the green room. That's just for show. I think they put up like a couple of Christmas trees and stuff in those rooms, but does the president really go in there? No, because it's all roped off for the tour. So, and I remember on the tour they said, really, the president only comes in these rooms to visit with fans that take the tour, but they said he really doesn't sit in these rooms, you know? And we didn't even get to see the Oval Office. Because I remember I was a kid. I raised my hand and said, oh, can we see the president's office and his desk? She goes, unfortunately, she goes, only the president can see that. She goes, sometimes famous people get to see that. But she's like, unfortunately, that's not part of the tour. And that was the one thing I was looking forward to. I was like, man, I want to see the president's desk. But, of course, they weren't going to let us see it. So it was kind of like what Vision said. It was cool, but kind of dumpy, because after you get past all the glamorous stuff at the front, then it was just like normal corridors, and they had a couple of cool art paintings and shit on the wall, and that was it. So I was like, all right, well, at least it's cool to see it at least once. I wouldn't mind seeing it again as an adult, because I saw it when I was 8 or 9 or however old I was back in 1994. So, Visions, what did you think? What did you think of my Bill Clinton impression? I did not have sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky. I did not. That's a vicious lie. So, yeah. When I went there was tons of homeless people, protesters, and crazy people trying to sell trinkets. A guy tried to pickpocket my mom. Really? Oh, shit. The inside is straight out of the 80s. Wow. Well, Visions, I gotta be honest, you had a more exciting time than I did. When I went, there was none of that shit outside. They had it roped off, and we had to wait in line, and there was a massive line outside. If I remember, me, my mom, my dad, my brother were all waiting outside, and then we went in, and they said you have to go through these doors, and they even had the line roped off because they can't have chaos. So I don't know when you and your mom went, but that's insane. When I went, there was no homeless people or trespassers or crazy fucks trying to pickpocket and, do God knows what. That's so nuts that they tried to pickpocket your mom. What the hell is that shit? That's nuts. No, I forgot. Your mom's still alive, right, Visions? It's your dad. Yeah, it's your dad that passed away from dementia, which I am so sorry about, buddy. That's horrible. But, at least you got your mom still alive. And that must have been a cool trip, you and your mom. Was it you and your mom and your dad, or was it just you and your mom? I'm just curious. So, yeah. Vision says, I think the impression is amazing. Well, that's the newest one I've been working on. Bill Clinton. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. It's a vicious lie. Monica Lewinsky is my friend. Bullshit! You fucked her brains out and you know it, you stupid fuck. Oh, my Lord. Actually, I'll be honest. Bill Clinton is not a stupid fuck, but, he got horny, and then he tried to deny it. Listen, every guy gets horny, and Monica Lewinsky, she's, I would never do anything with her, but, Bill Clinton was like, oh, yeah? I'm kind of seeing Monica Lewinsky from across the way. Yeah, she looks all right. How about I do this? And then guess what? Everybody found out. And then he's like, no, I didn't do anything. Yeah, you did. Don't even deny it. You got horny and you fucked Monica Lewinsky. So there it is. Vision says, yeah, it was fenced off with a big ass line, but out front was just like a flea market. I don't remember the flea market, but I remember the fenced out line, Visions, because they had us in the line, and then they said they sent in a couple of people at a time. So whenever it got to my family, they're like, "You four," and then there was a couple behind us. I think they said, "You four and this couple, go ahead, walk in through the doorway, and a tour guide will be waiting for you." And I said, "Okay." So we went in, and then the tour started. But yeah, that's what I thought, Visions. I remember you saying that your dad had passed away from dementia, which I'm real sorry. And then, well, at least your mom's still alive. You know, that's cool. It's cool that you got to go on a trip with your mom. You know. Now, did your dad go on the trip? And Visions, I forgot. Do you have any siblings? Do you have a brother or sister or anything? I'm just curious. DC is a mess, man. I saw tons of rats running on the streets when I went. Well, maybe it was a lot cleaner, Tyler, when I went, because when I went, I was a kid, you know. But I can only imagine what DC looks like now. But Fears would love to do a vlog and go to the Smithsonian again, because I went when I was a little kid. Exactly, Vision. You know, a man's got to eat, and there it is. Well, listen, Bill Clinton, he did a little bit more than eating. He went out with Monica Lewinsky, and you know, he had his way with her. That's right. All right. Anyway, so back to the review. So would I recommend it? Not really. It does have some cool bonus features, but I'll give it about a 6 because it's almost a carbon copy. It's almost a carbon copy of the first one. I forgot his name. He used to be on SNL. He's hilarious as Colonel Custard. So I did like that part. He was hilarious, and then the guy that plays the Punisher right here, he plays a young Al Capone. So he did a good job as a young Al Capone. Because Al Capone, he's like one of the most vicious, violent gangsters of the century, you know? Exactly, Tyler. He says, I'm sure 30 years ago it was a lot nicer. Oh, it was. I remember, we had a blast. And the thing is, I think that was the same trip. I don't think we flew. I think we drove. And I think we stopped. We didn't do the tour. Sadly, we didn't do the tour of Elvis's house. But we stood in front and took pictures of it, Tyler. So I think my dad made a detour. He was like, hey, he goes, I don't know if we'll have time to do the tour, John. He goes, but let's stand in front of Elvis's house, you know, on the way to Washington, D.C. And so we made a detour, went to Tennessee, took a couple of pictures in front of Elvis's house. And they have this massive, like, brick wall in front of his house. And we stood in front of the brick wall, and the house was in the background. So somewhere, there's like a young Fears at like 9 or 8 years old standing in front of... So that would be another vlog. Go back to Graceland and do the actual tour. That'd be sweet. I've seen the outside. It's a big-ass white house, and he's got his pink stretched car out in front. But I've never been inside his house. But I love Elvis music, so I'd love to go there and buy some Elvis memorabilia. You know, because he was the fucking man. He was the fucking king, you know. So maybe one day. Oh, you went to Graceland. That's cool. Yeah, but only outside, Visions. I've never went inside. I've always wanted to go inside because we didn't have time. My dad's like, hey, let's get something to eat. I got to gas up the car because we drove to Washington, D.C., you know, from Missouri, I believe. I don't think we flew. I believe we drove. And he said, let's just stop and get some pictures in front of Graceland. I was like, oh, that's cool. Right on. Yeah. So we did that. But I begged my dad, could we go inside? He goes, we just don't have enough time because there was a long-ass line. And he's like, we don't have time. We got to get to Washington, D.C. He goes, we stopped to eat lunch and take this detour, get some pictures, and Washington, D.C. awaits. And I was like, all right, right on. So maybe one of these days, Fears will get back to Graceland, get back to Washington, D.C. So my favorite scene, probably when this character is introduced. Colonel Custer is my favorite character out of this. And he goes, attack! And then he's on this fucking motorcycle with his fucking flag, and he just goes ballistic. And I believe the actor that plays Colonel Custard, he was off SNL. I think his name is Bill Hader, or Bill Hatter, or something like that. He's fucking hilarious as an actor and a comedian. He's amazing. And he played a hilarious General Custard. He's like combing his hair and shit like throughout it, and it's hilarious. That's my favorite scene. But yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend it. Like I said, it's a carbon copy of Part 1, so it's kind of crap. All right, moving on. Scream 2. I watched Scream 2 last night. Again, almost an exact carbon copy of part 1, except now Sidney Prescott is in college, and they're instead of 2 killers. Oh wait, there is 2 killers in that one. I'm sorry. The third one is the only movie so far that has 1 killer. All the other movies, there's 2 or 3 or 4 more killers. So in the third one, there's only 1 killer. It's an okay sequel. I mean, Fears is never going to deny Sidney Prescott because Neve Campbell is smoking hot. I don't care that she's 49 or 50. Fears would still go out there right now. She will always be Fears' celebrity crush. There's no one that, well, at least so far, there's no one that tops Neve Campbell. I'm trying to think. I mean, she's so hot. Fears would die a happy man if I got to have dinner with her or sex or anything. She's hot. She is smoking hot. But old Sidney, my favorite scene though is when Ghostface just pops out of fucking nowhere. There's 2 scenes where the phone rings and I'm like, don't answer it, Sidney. You know what's gonna happen. But of course, Sidney, as much as I love Sidney Prescott, the character is fucking dumb. I'm like, why would you go back into the house and answer the ringing phone? So it rings. She goes back in the house. She grabs her jacket. She's about to walk out. I'm like, just let it ring. Get the hell out of there. And then her boyfriend's like, hey, are you almost ready, honey? Almost. And then she comes back. She answers, hello? And he's like, hello, Sidney. And then she's like, what the hell do you want? He goes, I want you. Just you. It's showtime. And then she goes, so why don't you show your face, you fucking coward? And all of a sudden you hear Ghostface go, my pleasure. And then they have this all-out fucking, like, battle of wits in the fucking college dorm room house or whatever. That's one of my favorite scenes. Another scene is, it's towards the end of the movie. Sidney, the cops say, Sidney, we've got to get you away. And Sidney's friend goes with her, and they're in the car, in this squad car. And they're like, so where are you taking us? And he's like, well, if we tell you, we'd have to kill you. And they're joking around. All of a sudden, Ghostface comes out of nowhere, punches through the glass. So that's fake, because if anyone really tried to punch a glass window, their hand would hurt, because in the movies, it's candy glass. In real life, it's thick glass. And hell, if it was a police car, it'd probably be 6 inches thick, because police cars are a lot tougher than normal cars. But Ghostface smashes his fist through the windows, takes a knife, puts it in the first cop's neck. He's dead. The second cop gets out. Ghostface kicks the shit out of him, slams his face into the fucking car door, throws him down. Ghostface thinks he's dead, but he's not. At least not yet. Ghostface gets in the car. All of a sudden, he like looks up, and the guy jumps up and he's like, get out of the car, you fucker! And then I love what Ghostface did. He kind of like tilts his head like that, like, really? Did you just say that to me? Puts it in gear and runs over the fucking cop. That's my second favorite scene. So that was a good death. That was a good death. Would I recommend it? Well, let's put it this way. I would recommend Scream 2 over this. So Scream 2, I'm going to give it a solid 7. Solid 7. But those are my 2 favorite scenes. And we find out, I don't think I'm revealing anything because I think everybody's seen this movie. We find out that it's Billy Loomis's mother, and I forgot the other guy. I think his name is Mickey, and he's like some crazy film school student that's like Randy's friend, and he ends up killing Randy. So there it is. So that's Fears' analysis for Scream 2. I laughed a lot last night. After I felt better, because Fears did not feel better. Because Tyler, I did not go into work last night. I took a nap, and when I woke up, I was puking my brains out. I don't know what. I guess it was I haven't had a random Crohn's attack in quite a while. So I puked like 3 times. I had to clean up the bathroom because not all of it hit the toilet. Some of it hit the ground, and I was like, oh shit. So I cleaned it up. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going into work. So I had to call my boss. My boss was like, all right, Fears, no worries, feel better. And I was like, dude, I'm like, you know me. I'm like, if I can be at work, I'll be at work. And he's like, yeah, I get you, no worries. And he's like, I'll see you tomorrow night. And I was like, all right, I'll see you. So tonight I'm going in. But, man, I don't know what was going on yesterday. It's crazy. But Visions, I guess Visions, by your comment, you've never went to Graceland. Listen, the outside of it was great. I just have never been able to go inside because whenever me and my dad and my brother and my mom went, we just didn't have enough time to go inside because there was a massive queue, a massive line to do the inside of the tour. But they said, you can stand outside as long as you want and take pictures. So my dad was like, well, he's like, maybe one day we'll make it back. And unfortunately, we never made it back as a family. But maybe one day Fears will go back and do the inside of the tour. So, yeah. I'm sure What's-Her-Face was excited you skipped. Probably, but I don't give a shit about her. You know what? After it happened, I just let it go. Because I'm just like, so I took Randy's advice. Like, after it happened, Tyler, I said, Randy, it's going to be so awkward the next day. And he's like, Fears, this is my advice. He goes, you don't want to get fired from work. He goes, you don't want to start any shit, even though she started shit. So I took Randy's advice. Randy said, Fears, just the next day, yeah, it's going to be a little awkward for like the first 10, 20 minutes. He goes, just go in, don't say one word to her. And I haven't. And he goes, just get to work. He goes, and only talk if a manager asks you a question. And that's exactly what I did. And then the other day, so the third day I went in after it, then I was back to my normal self. Then everyone was like, hey, Fears, good morning. And I was good morning. I didn't say one word to her. I still haven't said one word to her. And she hasn't said one word to me because she's that immature. Even though she's 60, she's that immature. She's not going to come up and apologize. So I'm like, yeah, I don't expect an apology from her. I'm like, she's going to be a bitch. So I'm like, Fears, just concentrate on your work, because who cares about her? So I took Randy's advice, and so far it's been good. But she started it. But I'm not a little 5-year-old, I don't care who started it. Just, I don't want drama at work. I just want to come in, punch in, do my work, punch out, try by, see you later, So yeah, Vision said, no, I've never been in the Memphis area. That's where it is just to Nashville and Clarksville. Yeah, Memphis is cool. From what I remember, Memphis is pretty damn cool. I remember, I think my British grandma was with us. I think she came on that trip. And she didn't go inside the tour Visions, but she went inside the gift shop and she bought some Elvis memorabilia. Because you can go in the gift shop. The gift shop is at the end of the tour. And they said if you don't want to take the tour, the gift shop is right over there. You can go on in. So I did go in the gift shop. And when I say there was Elvis stuff, shitloads of Elvis stuff everywhere. It was all over the place, man. But really cool stuff. They had like replicas of Elvis's shoes. They had replicas of his jumpsuits and his fucking jackets with the music sign on it. They had everything, dude. So yeah, I think Fears bought a keychain. I still have it somewhere. It's somewhere in a box rotting in Missouri, but I did buy it. So yeah. All right. So those are the reviews. Time for the third one. So you guys have been enjoying Fears answering questions, and I haven't done it in a while. So this time I'm going to answer any question you got on the subject of aliens. So I will answer your guys' questions, and then I'm going to pull up some questions online. So if you got a question about aliens, Fears will try to answer it. All right. So let's go to Google, and I'm just going to write in alien questions, and we'll see what pops up. Because Fears does believe in aliens. Listen, the galaxy, the universe, is quite big. So you can't tell me that the only living thing in the universe is plants, animals, and humans. There's got to be something else. There's got to be something else. There's got to be something else. That's just my opinion. All right. So let me pull up some questions here. So It says, "Do you think aliens are smart?" I would think so. If they're from another planet, another galaxy, and they make an alien spaceship, they would have to be at least a little bit smart, At least a little bit. Do you think aliens exist? Again, I just answered that question. The galaxy is huge. It's huge. There has to be something else out there besides plants, animals, and humans. Why the hell do you think we have Area 51? The government thinks we're hilarious and stupid. if they were just testing military aircraft, I'd be like, great, why all the secrecy? Wow, you're testing a new, fighter plane. Awesome. Hey, you're testing a new jet. Sweet. Awesome. Why all the fences? And I've seen one of the signs. I've told you guys this. When me and my friend Eric were going to Vegas, I said, Eric, I said, we should totally stop, and try to get close to Area 51. And he's like, do you know where it is, Fears? I said, even though it's not on a map, I said, you can see it from the highway. I said, there's a massive fence around it. We didn't get super close, but we got to one of those signs that said, anyone past this sign will be arrested or shot on sight. This is a government installation. No pictures, no video, yada, 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 beyond this point. So I was like, Eric, I gotta stand in front of this. Now, again, I'm standing here, but, the sign was, 300 feet away, so you can see it in the distance. I've got a picture somewhere of it. I'll have to show it to you guys, but I was all, 24 years old. I'm all all doing one of those. Because I'm like, yeah, bullshit. I'm like, it exists. I don't care if it's not on a map. It's right behind me. It's right there. I can see it with my own two eyes, so there's got to be something in there. And then I used to watch Unsolved Mysteries with my dad, right? I've watched Unsolved Mysteries with my dad, and they said a whole bunch of shit, about aliens. I know they exist. Vision said, I've been there as well, probably the same spot. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about, Vision. Okay, right on. Vision said, I went to see 65 at the theater last night. A guy gets stranded on an unknown planet with a bunch of dinosaurs. So I guess they're aliens. That's kind of cool, Visions. And it's what's that actor's name? It's what the hell is this? He's the guy that played the villain in the Star Wars, Kylo Ren. Adam Driver. He's a great actor. I haven't seen it yet, Visions, but is it worth a watch? Is it good? Let me know. Because I was thinking about going to see it, but if it isn't worth a watch, then I'm not going to waste my time. But Visions, you let me know. Is it worth a watch? Is it good? Let me know. I watched the trailer. It looked all right, but I don't want to waste my money if it's crap. So yeah, I'm sorry. The next question is: do you think aliens have known about us before we know about them? Oh yeah, they've known that we're on Earth way before us. They would have had to have, because they keep visiting our planet and shit. Well, it's not confirmed, but I almost guarantee you, I think they've gotten a spark of curiosity and was like, I wonder what Earth is like. You know what? Let's go take a look. There's just too many coincidences that and I've watched all those Unsolved Mysteries, and I've watched documentaries about aliens because they do interest me. They would have had to have sparked their curiosity and go, I wonder what Earth is like. Well, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go check it out, So, but yeah. Let's see. Do you think aliens could speak our language? Probably. They'd probably have to practice our language, but they could probably figure it out. Again, no one really knows because I've never met an alien, But I would assume with practice that they could probably learn our language, But yeah. Vision said it's like a 5 out of 10, a bit too short for what it was. Oh, really? Okay. 5 out of 10. Well, I'll let you know, Visions. I'll let you know if I'm going to go watch it. But I know Adam Driver. He is a fantastic actor. I mean, that guy, any movie he's in, he adds something special. Like him, he's like the nicest guy ever. Have you ever seen Adam Driver in like interviews, like when people are interviewing him? He's the nicest guy ever. I watched a documentary. He used to be in the military. And then after he got out of the military, he was like, well, shit, what am I going to do now? And he remembered, oh, man, I always loved doing plays at church, and I always loved doing plays in school. And he went, you know what? Fuck it. I've already, served my country. And I think he served it as many years as my dad did. My dad served, hang on, 10 years. My dad did 10 years in the Army. So I think Adam either did 8 or 10. I think he did as many as my dad did. And he was like, you know what? I've already served my country. Fuck it. I'm going to give acting a try. Well, thank God he gave acting a try. And, he's quite successful now, So I do like his acting, and he spot on. He was an epic villain in Star Wars. Epic. Kylo Ren is the shit. You know. Now I will say this: he's not as good as Darth Vader, but he's a good second villain. Because Darth Vader will forever be the most epic villain in Star Wars history. But again, he didn't start off as a villain. He started off as a cool young Jedi, Anakin Skywalker. Then he goes to the dark side. Then he becomes the most evil villain in Star Wars. But then he dies as Anakin Skywalker again. So he went from good, bad, super bad, and then back to good. So that 360-degree thing. So there you go. All right. Let's see here. When do you think aliens landed for the first time? Well, it's debatable. I mean, some say the Roswell incident, in the 40s. I don't know if that was the first landing, but it was probably maybe one of the first landings. But no one really knows, And again, I think the government covered it up because I think people could handle aliens coming to Earth now. But back in the 40s, they made a mistake. They're like, oh, wow, yeah, cool. People saw an alien saucer on some old farmer's land. Then all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute. Oh, shit. People are going to fucking freak out. The next day in the paper, Tyler, I've always wanted to get like a replica of the newspaper, of the Roswell newspaper. You can find them online. I'd love to get it and frame it and put it on the wall because that paper is probably one of the most famous papers in alien history. The next day, oh yeah, we made a mistake. It wasn't an alien spacecraft. It was a down weather balloon. Down weather balloon, my ass. It was a fucking spaceship. Don't even go there. That's why the government was like, oh shit, oh man, we made a mistake. Oh, we better fix it. Yeah, it's a down weather balloon. No, up your ass. It wasn't a down weather balloon. You're full of shit. They think, I love it, the government sometimes thinks we're stupid. And I'm like, we're not stupid. Like, all of a sudden it changed the very next day, and it was literally the next day. That was another episode me and my dad watched on Unsolved Mysteries. And even the host thought it was stupid. Like, come on, the next day? No. It wasn't a down weather balloon. Do you think an alien has died on Earth, and the government has it? Again, I don't know, but probably most likely. If an alien spacecraft crashed, it's very possible that whenever they crashed, one of the aliens could have died, and then the government found his remains. So it's very possible. I don't know for sure. I don't think we'll ever know. I don't think. It's one or two things. I don't think they'll ever tell us what's really going on in Area 51. If they ever do, it'll be way after I'm dead. Way after I'm dead. But that would be, you can't tell me, everyone is curious what's really going on in that building. Everyone. Everyone in the chat, everyone that's on the Earth, at one time, they've kind of thought, it's piqued their interest. I wonder what's really going on in that building. We may never know. So if they do say, hey, all right, guys, we're sorry. Here, we're finally going to tell you, this is what's going on in Area 51. It'll be way after I'm dead. Way after. So, yeah. I have to pick and choose the questions because there's not many questions about aliens on the internet, but there's a few. All right. What do you think aliens look like? Well, no one really knows, but anytime someone, like on Unsolved Mysteries, Tyler and Visions, anytime someone from those episodes said they saw an alien, it was always the standard thing. They always said that the alien had a big head with massive black eyes, like that big, a small nose, no mouth, and then their body was gray. So that's the typical standard of what they look like. That's probably just one alien species. I'm sure there's tons of species out there in the galaxy, so that's just one. But no one really knows what they look like. So yeah. What's your favorite movie about aliens? Oh, God. There's so many. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That's a classic. I've watched it. I've rented it from my library. I just don't have it yet on Blu-ray or DVD. But Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That's a good one. I've got all the Alien movies. I've only watched 1 and 2. Alien and then Aliens. So I've watched those 2. Those are good. You know, the classic scene where the fucking alien comes out of the guy's stomach and he's like, oh, no, and shit. You know, that scene's classic. Let's see. The Watch Group with Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn. That's a good Alien, where they find out that there's aliens that have took over a Costco, and they're preparing an alien invasion. And Ben Stiller's character is he's not an owner, he's the manager of a Costco, and he finds out that an alien started working at his Costco, and he's starting to build like this ultimate weapon in the Costco, like in the back room. And I was like, this is hilarious. If you're a manager, you probably should be better at a manager. And you couldn't see an actual like invasion weapon about ready to destroy mankind. It's in your fucking back room. You're not a very good manager. Then it's in the fucking back room. Like, where the hell have you been? You know. So I'd be like, what the hell, man? You're the manager of a Costco. You know. So that one's always a good one. That's a good movie. It is funny. Again, there's so many classic Alien movies. Classic. So I listed a few of them, but the first Alien is legendary. Aliens, which is Aliens 2. I've got the whole series. I just haven't had time to watch the whole series. But whenever Fears watches them one by one, of course I will review them for you. But the first Aliens is legendary. Alien is legendary. It's a legendary film. Legendary. So good. So good. All right, next question. And then I'll get back to your guys' comments, because I haven't looked at your guys' comments in a minute. If you could meet an alien, would you like to meet an alien, and why? I'm 50-50 on that. If I did meet an alien, half of me, my curiosity would be sparked. The other half, I'd be like, holy shit, this is not a human. Fears is scared out of his fucking mind. Anyone would be scared. You guys know this. Anyone would be scared. And if you say you're not, you're a liar. I don't mean to make fun of my fans. You guys know. Tyler, Visions, you're 50-50 on it too. If you got to meet an alien, you'd be like, half of you would be like, well, I am curious, because I've never met another species before, besides animals and plants. But then the other half would be like, oh shit, I just met a fucking alien. And you'd be a little scared, you know? So I'm 50-50 on it. Yes, I would, but no, I wouldn't. That's 50-50. All right, I'll do one more, and then I'll look at your guys' comments. Do you think aliens have visited our moon? Maybe. Again, I don't know. It's possible. If they have an alien spacecraft and they visited Earth, 10 times out of 12, they probably visited our moon. There's not much on our moon. You know, there's some equipment on our moon, you know, from whenever we visited the moon. And there's a flag and there's a plaque. That's about it, you know. And there's a few... they've got the Tranquility... Oh, what is it? The Tranquility Desert. That's one of the moon bases, or whatever the hell it is. They've got a couple of names for stuff on the moon. Because Fears loves space. That's why Fears went to space camp at 15. It sucks. I would absolutely love to go to space. I love it. Picture that, guys. That I've said it before. That would be the vlog of the century. Because people are like, well, Fears, like, you know, would you be afraid? Oh, hell yeah, I'd be afraid. But picture the vlog content. Me going to NASA, videotaping all the training process, and then me sitting in the craft going, you know, blast off in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then Fears looks into the vlog camera, and I'm like, oh shit, and then it fucking blasts off, and then Fears, I swear, I would fly home to Missouri, and I'd have my mom make a Fears Man costume, and then I would put it on, you know, when we got into space. You guys think I'm kidding. I swear to God I would do this. And then I would give someone my vlog camera, and I would push off the side and be like, up, and away, because, you know, there's no gravity in space, and Fears would be flying through the air in a fucking Fears Man costume. I'm telling you, that would fucking happen. You know, and of course my mom would have to make it, because that's what, you know, Clark Kent did, you know, Kal-El, he was like, hey, Mom, I don't know my real mom, but you're my Earth mom. Can you fucking make me a Superman costume? And his mom was like, yeah, of course, dear, of course. So I would have good old Mrs. Fears make the official Fears Man costume. Let's see. All right, now I'm going to look at your guys' comments because I haven't got back to you guys in a little while. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Triple says 2 possibilities exist. Either we're alone in the universe or we're not. Exactly. It's one of those two. Either we're not alone in the universe or we are. Vision says so true. A fire in the skies rocks. Is that a movie, Visions? I've never heard of that one, but I'll look into it. You've only seen the first 2 Alien movies, not gonna lie, a little letdown for you, man. I know, Tyler. Listen, I've got the whole hang on. I've got the whole series over there. Where is it? I've got the whole, it comes in a set, Tyler. I've only watched the first 1 and 2, but I'll re-watch them. Tyler, look at that. All that over there is what I bought and still need to watch. I'm telling you. I've been trying all that shit down there. You can't see it. Hang on. There's a shitload down there. Where is it? Hang on. I'll get it. Here it is right here. Right here. Right it is. This is how bad I am at watching movies, Tyler. So, Fears has not even watched this series because it's still got the plastic on it, but I got the whole Alien series. 6 films. I watched the first 2 Aliens at the library. I rented them. Tyler, before I got this. So, the plastic is still on it, Visions. So, but I've got every single Alien. Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, Prometheus, Alien Covenant. Includes the theatrical and unrated version of Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. So, I've watched the first 2, just not in this series. I rented the first 2 Aliens at my library, so I know I need to get on it. So yeah, I need to get on it. So yeah, man. All right, let's see here. What else? Where did I leave off? So I didn't mean to disappoint you, buddy. But you are right. The Alien movies are iconic. The first one is, like I said, it's legendary. It's legendary. You know? Vision says a good movie prop would be some moon dust from the Kubrick set. Oh, yeah. That'd be sweet. Or like a moon rock. Fuck yeah, man. So, let me see. A fire in the sky. Let me look it up. I've never heard of it. A fire in the sky. Let's look it up. Let's look up the movie posters, shall we? A fire in the sky movie poster. Oh, well, it looks like quite an old film. So, Vision, is it an 80s or a 90s film? It looks 80-ish. So it says Alien Abduction, November 5th, 1975. 5:49 p.m. White Mountains, northeastern Arizona. It's based on a true story. Oh shit! Oh damn! Well, that's pretty cool. That's based on a true story. I will definitely have to check this out. It looks interesting. You know what? I'm gonna watch the trailer after the stream. That's so cool that it's based on a true story. That's what's up. But the poster looks quite 70s and quite 80-ish. I don't know if it was made. I guess it's based in the 70s because it says November 5th, 1975. But was it made in the 70s or made in the 80s? I don't really know. But it looks like a good watch, though, buddy. So I'm going to watch the trailer when I get done with this stream and see if I want to invest in watching it. But from the poster, it looks really cool. So the poster has sparked my interest because I'm looking at it right now. That's what's up. That's cool. Right on. Pretty sweet. We've got a lot to talk about today. All right, here we go. Let's see. To be honest, I watched A Fire in the Sky after somebody mentioned it. Hopefully you guys can mend the wounds soon. I doubt that. Visions, I'll be honest. I want to, but He owes me an apology, and he's never, not once, even acknowledged an apology, and he doesn't want to talk. And he's being immature. So I want nothing to do with him until he stops being immature, and he owes me a damn good apology. I seriously doubt that'll ever happen. Just to throw away a 10, 15-year friendship, that's kind of bullshit. So I really don't want to talk about him because I kind of want to punch his face. So I don't want to talk about him anymore. But I seriously doubt the wounds will be mended anytime soon. Yo, Joy Boy, what's up? Let's see. It's freaky because it shows him being probed by aliens. Pretty creepy. Oh, what, in that movie? All right. Well, that's a lot of alien movies. They're always probing and picking at our bodies and shit. Hell, there's a lot of alien shit in Star Trek. There's an episode where the Star Trek crew in Star Trek The Next Generation where people are waking up from, like, sleep, and Riker feels really tired, and he goes, God, every time I report to duty, I'm fucking exhausted. And so then he asks Geordi, he goes, Geordi, do me a favor. Wake me up at 0700, and if you guys don't know military time, that's 7 o'clock in the morning. And Geordi's like, yeah, sure, Riker, no problem. He goes to wake up, and to Riker, it feels like he's just went to bed. And he just has gone to bed because the aliens abducted him from his spacecraft, from his quarters, and then they did whatever they want to him, and then Riker felt like it was, okay, now it's time to go to bed, and they put that in his mind. Then all of a sudden, he lays down for a minute to go to sleep. And then Geordi, he goes, Commander, what are you talking about? It's 7 o'clock. And he goes, are you nuts? Because I just went to bed. It's not 7 o'clock. And he goes, Commander, it's 7 o'clock. Look at the clock. And he looks over, and he pushes the button, and it says 0700. That's one of my favorite episodes, because Riker's like, oh shit, it is 0700. And he goes, why am I so fucking tired? You know? So yeah. Maybe we can achieve peace in the Middle East. Again, Tyler, I seriously doubt that'll happen or the other thing will happen. Again, I didn't start this. He started it. But he's immature and he's going to blame me that I started it. I didn't start it. He's a fucking bitch and he started it. And he needs to own up to his responsibilities. I didn't start it. He started it. Again, Tyler, Visions, I'm done talking about him because he's a waste of space and a waste of my time. He started it. I didn't start it. That's all I'm going to say. So, yeah. I watched Christopher Walken's Alien movie, 1989. Not that great. But he got butt probed. Oh, shit. Butt probed. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. That's not good at all. Joy Boy says, I believe they are out there. Again, Joy Boy, I believe, I agree with you. It can't just be plants, humans, and animals. There's got to be something else out there. But Tyler, I swear, I will get on watching this. And again, the reason why the plastic's on, I haven't had time to watch the whole series, but I've got every single Alien movie. Whoop! All of them. But I've seen Alien 1 and 2. I rented Alien 1 and 2 from the library before I bought this. So it's on my to-do list to get around to this whole series, guys. But I've seen the classic scene where the guy's, I think he's eating like soup, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, I don't feel good, and then he falls on the table and the fucking alien pops out of his stomach and shit. And he's like, oh shit, oh god, what's happening to me? You know, and all that shit. Then they recreated it in Spaceballs, and it's the same guy. And he goes, oh no, not again! And then he falls down and he dies. So it happened to him not once, but twice. That's right. Have you guys ever seen, they make fun of it in Spaceballs, which, by the way, that's one of the greatest movies alive. I can't wait to rewatch that again and review it for you guys. I love me some Spaceballs, you know? Me and Randall have stolen so much shit from Spaceballs and put it in Fears, man, you have no idea. You have no idea. So, yeah. Let's see. What's interesting is they went in from the front while he was upright. Ew, that's not good. That must have been uncomfortable. It probably was. It probably was. Listen, Triple, I would think any probing that an alien would do to you would be uncomfortable, you know? Technically, humans are animals. So yeah, exactly. Let's see here. They're probably out there chilling. They probably are. Let's see. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Exactly, Visions. The alien pops out and he puts on a little fucking hat. He's like, hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Na 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 na. And he's like doing a little tap dance and shit. That's why it's fucking great. So not only did the alien kill the guy, pop out of his stomach, but then he's like, da 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 da, and he's all doing that shit with his hat, and he does like a little song and dance. And I'm on the floor fucking dying. I had fucking tears coming out of my eyes. I was laughing so hard. That scene is legendary, Visions. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Dun 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 dun. So yeah. Tyler says Spaceballs is a classic. I need to do a Mel Brooks marathon. I think the better question, Tyler, is why wouldn't you do a Spaceballs marathon? I love Spaceballs. Love it. All right, I've caught up with all the comments. All right, back to the internet and more questions. All right. So let's see, where did we leave off? What would you do if you saw an alien? Well, again, if I saw an alien, it would be half curiosity and half freaked out. Probably I would run away. I think anyone would, because like in the movies they project aliens. Sometimes they're nice, like E.T. E.T. is like the most nicest alien. Other times, aliens are pissed off at humanity, and they want to kill us, and they want to, like, destroy all mankind. So if Fears ever saw an alien, it would be 50-50. Half of me would be like, well, I'm kind of curious to go up and talk to him. The other half, I'm like, Fears, you probably should get the fuck out of here, You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Do you know anyone who has seen an alien? Yes or no? I've never met anyone that's claimed to met an alien, so no. Do you know anyone who might be an alien? Some people in the community. Some of the trolls probably, most likely, are fucking aliens. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. What do you think aliens eat for breakfast? Oh, that's hilarious. Well, if they come to Earth, two things pop into mind. If they're that curious and they want to come to Earth, and aliens, they probably have to have a costume, so they'll probably look like humans. They have some type of outfit to make them look like humans. They go into a Denny's and either get biscuits and gravy, or 2 eggs over easy, a slice of toast, crispy bacon, and a side of pancakes. I have no idea what they eat for breakfast. Fears is just... I'm just assuming that's what they would probably get. I have no idea. That's kind of a weird question. What do you think aliens would eat for breakfast? I think that's the most random question I've ever answered for you guys off the internet. Because nobody knows what they eat for breakfast, or if they even eat breakfast, Do you think there's other life on other planets? Most definitely. I mean, they've already found life. They found life on Mars. They found microscopic organisms on Mars. So technically that's an alien, because it's not human, so that's technically a microscopic organism that they found on Mars is technically an alien. So they've already solved that we're no longer out in the universe. They found that microorganism years ago, because they're right now they're planning. I try to read all. I'm subscribed to the NASA YouTube channel, and I'm subscribed to the Canada has their own space type of thing. I'm subscribed to that one. And then there's another space YouTube channel that I'm subscribed to. It's the European space thing. I forget what their YouTube channel is called. But I'm subscribed to all three of them. And right now, Americans, they're working on a trip to go to Mars. And they always send those little machines, with the 4 wheels that gather rocks, from Mars, and they gather data, and they took a picture, and it was a couple years ago. You guys probably heard about it. I may be getting some of the details wrong, but I remember it was before my dad died. I remember my dad saying, "Hey, John, you know how you always loved space ever since you were a kid?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And my dad was like, "Well, hey, check out this article." My dad sent me the article, and I watched a YouTube video about it. One of those little machines took a picture, and they zoomed in, and they found a microorganism in that picture. And they took some video, and it was like a little worm microorganism or whatever it was, and it was squirming around. So technically that's an alien. So, they've already... I may have got some of the details wrong, but I remember my dad's sending me a link saying, hey, this is pretty cool. Check this out. And I remember I talked to my dad, and I was like, hey, Dad, that article that you sent me, I'm like, that is fucking cool. I'm like, that's really interesting. And he goes, yeah, I thought you'd enjoy that. And I was like, I did. I'm like, that's pretty interesting. I'm like, that's pretty awesome. All right, next question. Let's see. Are aliens smarter than humans? I don't know. I mean, humans we're pretty smart creatures. But again, aliens would have to be just as smart as us if they made a spacecraft and came to Earth and shit. So I would say maybe they're not as smart. They're not overly smart, but I would think they're just as smart as us. So yeah. Should government spend more money to find aliens? I don't know. I mean, it would be interesting to find out more about them, but I mean, they could spend their money on so much more interesting stuff. Like, they need to put more money into like homeless shelters, because then we'd have less homeless people. They need to spend more money on schools to make schools a lot better for children. More money on repairing the roads and stuff. So they could spend their money on more important stuff that we need right now. But it would be interesting to find out more information about aliens. I'm not saying, because Fears' mind is already, sparked, of interest of aliens, just like everybody else's, so. But I think they could spend their money on more interesting stuff, like schools need more money, because if I ever have children, I want my children to go to the best schools, so they get a good education, so they get a good job, and, they function like normal human beings. Do you think we will discover aliens in your lifetime? Well, technically we already kind of have with that microorganism that I was talking about, but I mean, like a full-grown alien, it probably won't happen in my lifetime, and it's probably already happened, and again, the government has hid it from us because they think that we can't handle it. Again, in 1940, when all that Roswell shit happened, I'll give them that. We probably couldn't handle aliens then because it was the 40s. But now, people could probably handle it. All right, let me go back to some questions in the chat. So yeah, let's see here. Let's see here. I knew I was gonna get shit for that. I don't know how you say that word. I said it as best I could. I think it's microscopic. It's how you say it, right? Not microscopic. Hilarious. Microscopic. That's what I meant to say. I apologize. I knew I was going to get shit for that. Oh, Lord. That's a new Fears-ism. It'll probably never die. I guarantee. Oh, the trolls are going to have a field day with that, Joy Boy. Microscopic. I can already see what the Discord's going to be like. Hey, did you hear Fears say microscopic instead of microscopic? Oh, God, here we go. I'm never going to live it down. Oh, well, just fuck it. I'll live with it. Oh, well. I didn't mean to say. You guys know what I meant. You guys know what I meant. So don't give me shit. You guys know what I meant. Have I ever had a ghost experience? Never. Not once. Not once. Not once, Joy Boy. Not once. I was laughing at your Denny menu choices. Well, the reason why I chose those visions is because those are my two favorite things to get at Denny's. I love eggs either way. I'll eat eggs either way. Like boiled eggs, poached eggs, over easy, under easy, scrambled, sunny side down, sunny side up, whatever. I'll eat eggs either way. I love eggs for breakfast. I love them. So I don't care what way they make them, So I was just like, well, I have no idea what aliens eat for breakfast. I was like, all right, well, Fears, I'll just pick my two favorite things at Denny's. Well, you guys know. You guys have known this for a long time. One of my favorite breakfast things of all times, I love my grandma's biscuits and gravy. She makes the best. Anytime I'm in town, I beg my grandmother, Grandma Fears, and my grandma, I love your biscuits and gravy. Is there any way you can make me some? And she's like, yeah, but Fears, it's like 4 p.m. I don't care, Grandma. Your biscuits and gravy are the best. Can you make me some? And then my grandma's like, sure. I love my grandson, of course. And I'm like, yeah, awesome. Grandma, you're the best. I love you. Way to go, Grandma Fears, Because she's the best, Because Grandma Fears is the best. And so that's why I chose those, you know. And in Visions, if they don't have biscuits and gravy, because sometimes they're so good at Denny's, I've had people come up, I'm like, yeah, I want the biscuits and gravy, and they're like, oh, sorry, we ran out. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, all right, well then give me crispy bacon, 2 eggs, over easy, a slice of toast, and a stack of pancakes. So good. So as soon as that question came up, Visions, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck aliens eat for breakfast. So I'm like, you know what? Who cares? I'll just name my 2 favorite things. So if you guys get a chance, go to Denny's, get their biscuits and gravy. So good. So yeah. Have you ever had a lonely ghost experience? Yes, I have, Tyler, and it was great. I've actually had 2 lonely ghost experiences. The making of the lonely ghost, and then, 3. I've had 3. The making of the lonely ghost, the viewing of the lonely ghost, and now Fears is writing a book about it. So there it is. Will it ever get done? We'll see. We'll see. Again, that's probably the most vivid dream I've ever had, Tyler. I woke up in a cold sweat and I was like, the lonely ghost. I'm like, this could be a cool short film. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. So I did it. And mostly everybody likes The Lonely Ghost short film. I know there's a few trolls that are like, yeah, this is the worst thing ever, but you know what? Fuck them. Who cares? You know? Fuck their opinions. All right, I'm going to do a couple more questions, and then Fears is going to skedaddle. I'm going to skedaddle, and I'm going to make some din-din, and I'm going to continue. I have so many pictures and videos, guys, off my phone. Visions, I spent some time last night uploading them on TikTok and Instagram and my Facebook. I haven't finished uploading all that shit off my fucking phone. Again, I'll say the same thing that I said last night. I was like, all right, yeah, it'll be like 80, 90 photos and videos combined. When I downloaded everything off my phone, I'm like, oh shit, 300. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, it's been a while since I've took pictures and videos off my phone. So I'm going to upload all that shit first. Then I'm going to get to the me and Randall vlog at the beach. Daytona Bike Week, baby. That's right. Do you think... Wow, this is the most weirdest question. Do you think aliens have muscles like humans? Most likely. You know? I mean, every living thing has... animals have muscles. Even insects probably have muscles. It's kind of a necessity, Humans have muscles, That's another weird question. I'm not even kidding. That's on the internet, guys. I kid you not. I'm just like, does aliens have muscles? Well, most likely. Do you think aliens might live on Mars? Yes. I mean, they found that microorganism, that microscopic organism on Mars. And so that one's a definite yes. Let's see here. What do you think aliens do in their free time? I have no idea. I'm being honest. I have no idea. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Do you think aliens are friendly? Again, 50-50. They portrayed aliens as both good aliens, like E.T., and then they portrayed aliens like, we hate humans, we're going to fucking kill you and take over your world and shit, In that Will Smith movie, Independence Day, they pretty much destroyed over half the earth, So, that question's kind of like 50-50, So it would all depend. It would all depend. Let's see here. Well, I'm going to do like 2 or 3 more questions, and then if you guys got any more, and then if you just got to take a nap, and I'm going to take a shower and get something to eat, and I'm going to edit a little bit tonight. And thank God we got 1 day left until the weekend. I cannot wait to spend some time more with Sam. By the way, big hangout with Sam on Saturday. We're going to lunch. We're playing miniature golf, golfing it up at a new miniature golf course. I've been to the winter Mickey's Winter one, but I've only ever done like the Florida Christmas side. I've never done the Christmas side with all the fake snow. So Sam's like, well, we should go and do that, Fierce, because you've never done that side. And I was like, true, I've never done that side, so let's do it. So we're going to go there. So I've been there before, but I've never went to the Christmas Winter Wonder World side. I've always done like the Florida Christmas with all the sand and the sandcastles. I went there on Christmas Eve. You guys saw that in the vlog. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with Sam. And then after lunch and miniature golf, then we're going to do an epic video game stream. Because everyone loves the stream. So yeah. All right. If you met an alien, what do you think the alien's name would be? I don't know. Jeff? I have no idea. That's another weird question. He'd probably want to know my name first before he gave out, his name. Again, that's if fears didn't run away, because everyone would be afraid if they met an alien. It would be both. Your curiosity would be sparked, but then you'd be like, holy shit, there's an alien standing right, in front of me, So after I got unfreaked out, maybe his name would come up, All right, last question off the internet. And then I'll take some more of your guys', and then I'm out of here. I'm getting tired. Let's see here. I gotta find a really good one. There's not many questions about aliens online, so I have to kind of pick and choose. There's a few. Let's see. Do you think aliens have visited other galaxies? Again, most likely. Most likely they have. I don't know for sure, but most likely. Most likely. All right, I'm going to close Google and get back to you guys. Most likely they have, probably. So, yeah. All right. All right, let's see here. Let me turn Google off. All right. Have you ever seen the movie Ghost? I have, Visions. I have. I love Ghost, the movie. It's got Patrick Swayze, I think, in it. And it's got Whoopi Goldberg in it. And it's got... Oh, that guy, what's that other guy's name? He was in the Belko Experiment, and he was in Friday the 13th, Part 6. What the fuck? Hang on. What the fuck is that guy's name? Hang on. Give me a second. What the fuck is that guy's name? I've got it right here. Whoop! There it is. What the hell is that guy's name? It's this guy. This guy was in the Belko Experiment, Visions, and he was in Friday the 13th, Part 6, and his death is epic in Part 6. He's like, yeah, we're going to scare him. And then the lady's like, you're going to scare Jason. He goes, yeah. He goes, just honk the horn. He'll get out of the way. And they drive up in their little fucking like Herbie car, and it's like yellow and shit. And then she slams on the brake and goes, yeah, we really scared the shit out of him. And then he's like, just be cool. And he like gets out of the car with a gun. And he's like, all right, asshole, get out of the way. And then I'll give him this. Jason gives him a chance. He strikes with a spike or a spear. He strikes one of the tires. And she's like, Derek, get back in the car. He'll kill you. And he's like, not if I kill him first. He probably shouldn't have said that, because Jason goes, GUNG, with the spike, spikes him in the chest, like in the stomach and the chest, and goes, GUNG, and flies him, and he goes flying, into the woods. I'm like, you are a dumb shit. Jason gave you a chance. You should have took it. You should have got the fuck out of there. But no, he's a dumb shit, I don't know that guy's name, though. I'm trying to find his name on here. It doesn't say his name. It's this guy, though. I don't recall his name, though, but he's a good actor. He was in the Belko Experiment. I mean, he's been in shitloads of movies, but I think Ghost was one of his first movies. I honestly can't remember, but he's a good actor. I am writing a book, Joy Boy. It's to further my short film. So, Joy Boy, if you haven't seen, just write in Fearsman 26, The Lonely Ghost, and my short film will pop up. Watch that. So, yeah. Vision, this is a great question. I have to answer this before I go. Vision says, what would an alien get from the BK Lounge? Well, I don't know, so I'm gonna refer to my favorite order that I do. 2 hamburgers with pickles and mustard, no cheese, and a large French fry. And I usually don't get a Coke because I've got juice or water or soda at my house. So, to save money, large French fries, 2 hamburgers with just pickles and mustard, no cheese. That's what they would get, Visions. That's what I would demand them to get. I'd be like, listen, alien bitch, you're getting what Fears orders for you. You son of a bitch. That's right. That's right. Well, Visions, I'm glad that you got a little giggle at Fierce's Denny's order. Because that's whenever we hang out, if we go to a Denny's, that's probably what I'll get. Because Fierce knows what he likes, you know. Vision says, in Roswell, they have a McDonald's with a UFO attached to it. Pretty neat. Really? Nice. Visions, you went to Roswell, New Mexico? That's what's up. So wait, did you take that trip with your mom? You and your mom and your dad? That's pretty cool. I've never went to Roswell, New Mexico. I've always wanted to go there and check it out. I know they have a bunch of alien shit because that's where apparently the first landing was. We don't know for sure, but apparently that was the first one. They're remaking Roadhouse. I don't know how I feel about them disrespecting Mr. Ghost himself. That's true. Have you ever had one of those ghost turds, like when you're struggling to get it out, and then you get up and it's not in the bowl? I'm not going to answer that. That's just gross visions, you know? Like a turtle head, it's about to pop out, but it's not going to pop out, you know? Or it's almost about to pop out. I'm not going to answer that. You know? Setting the stream alight. Well, thanks, Joy Boy. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was kind of fun and silly. Oh, that's what's up. So you, your mom, and your dad. I forgot. Visions. Have you got brothers and sisters? You never answered me. Do you have a brother or are you an only child? I'm just curious. Because you've got you and your mom, and then you've got your girlfriend, and then you've got your girlfriend's family with the two hot sisters. Right? But you never. Did you have a brother and a sister, or just a brother? Or I'm just curious. I've got one brother. So it's just me and my brother, and then my mom and my dad. Well, now just my mom. So, but I miss my dad a lot. I miss him so much. I think about him every day. I pray for my dad every day. I talk to my dad every day whenever I pray. You know. No, I'm asking. No, I know that your dad's passed away, Visions. I'm asking, do you have a brother or a sister? I know your dad's been passed away for a while now. And you guys went last summer. Oh, that's what's up. No, I'm asking if you have a brother or a sister, you know. I have a brother, yeah. It's all good, Joy Boy. Yeah, Joy Boy, sadly, Vision's dad died of dementia, which is horrible. So I am really sorry too about that, Visions. But you know what? I'm sure my dad and your dad have became friends since we're good buddies. I know my dad is the nicest guy ever. I'm sure my dad went over to your dad and was like, "Hey, I'm John. What's up? What's your name?" Visions has never told me his dad's name, but I'm sure I'll find out whenever I go visit Visions. So Visions, I guarantee you, they're buddies up in heaven. You know, they're having a beer right now. I guarantee you. Guaranteed. And if they're not, then they should be. And I know my dad's the nicest guy ever. My dad was all about his friends and his family. So I guarantee you my dad has went over and said, "Hey, what's up? I'm John." Guaranteed, buddy. Guaranteed. But that sounds like a cool trip. Going to Roswell, going into a McDonald's, they have an alien spacecraft attached to it. That's fucking hilarious. So what else, Vision, I'm just curious, before I go, now you've sparked my curiosity. So what else do they have in Roswell? Did you actually go to that guy's farm, apparently where it crashed? Because I guarantee you, I don't know if that farmer is still alive. I guarantee you his family, his descendants are still alive, but that farmer, I watched the Unsolved Mysteries episode. They portrayed that guy as an old farmer, so he's probably passed away, but I guarantee you his family has probably turned that farm into a tourist attraction. And I bet you can go visit his farm where they supposedly crashed, you know. So seeing his farm, that would be pretty cool. I'm like, oh shit, a spacecraft landed on his fucking farm. Hell yeah, Fears to go check that out. Hell yeah. And I guarantee you, somewhere in that town, you can buy a copy of that legendary newspaper. Oh no, we made a mistake. It's not an alien spacecraft. It's a fucking down weather balloon. Up your ass with your down weather balloon, you pieces of shit. It's not a down weather balloon. It was a fucking craft. Don't even go there, you know? You know? I just love how the government, yeah, we made a mistake. Well, no shit, you made a mistake. That's why you changed it. You changed the paper the very next fucking day. So don't even go there. People are not stupid. It's not a fucking down weather balloon, you know? But I love it. But, oh, yeah, no one will notice. They won't notice. We'll just change it the next day. It'll be all good. Shh, mum's the word. No, everyone knew. We're not dumb shits, you know. So, yeah. It's a fairly small town. Not a whole lot going on aside from the few blocks of alien-related attractions for tours. But you know what, Visions? I definitely would love to check it out at some point. But now, Visions, when you were there, can you go check out that guy's farm? Because you guys had to have went and checked out that guy's farm. Because that's probably one of the main reasons why people go to Roswell, New Mexico, to check out where it actually supposedly landed. Did you guys go check out that guy's farm? Joyboy says, almost halfway through The Lonely Ghost, is this a movie about dating? No, it's not a movie about dating, you know? It's based, Joyboy, basically it's about, that's a funny joke, by the way. I know you were just joking around. It's about, I had this weird dream, Joyboy. I woke up, I was dripping with sweat, and I dreamed, I'm like, what if this guy went to go visit a grave, but he was already dead, but he didn't know he was dead, he didn't know he was a ghost, and then as he's about to leave, he sees this woman show up, and really it's his widow, it's his wife visiting him, but he doesn't know it. And when he tries to leave the graveyard with her, then this force field, like there's a force field in the ghost, area, and he can't leave the graveyard until he figures out his unfinished business. And he hasn't figured out his unfinished business. And in my book, you find out what his unfinished business is, and then he finally gets to leave the graveyard and go to heaven. So, I dreamt this, and I don't know why I dreamt it. It was probably because I was watching a lot of horror movies at the time, and it was around Halloween. And so, I just woke up, and it came to me. When I woke up, I said, I know the name of this short film. I put The Lonely Ghost. I wrote it on a piece of paper so I wouldn't forget. And then I told Randall about it, and Randall was like, you should write a script here. So I banged out a little script. And then I called my friend Ethereal and said, I would love to make this short film. Because I've always thought Ethereal, she's a good friend, but I always thought she was really cute. I'm happy for her that she's still with Joe, but if she never had Joe, I would have loved to have dated Ethereal, but that's never going to happen. But she's a wonderful friend, and I said, Ethereal, I would love for you to play the widow in my short film. And she's like, oh, I love acting, John. Yeah, we should do it. And I said, all right, let's do it. And so we did it. So, yeah. Vision says, I don't think he's alive, but there's a large UFO museum that has everything documented. Yeah, I know he is, because he was so old when it happened, Vision, the farmer. But there has to be, I bet you people have went there and not only checked out that museum that you're talking about, Visions, but I guarantee you people have been like, well, I bet his farm still exists. I would love to go check out his farm. I guarantee you people still go check out that guy's farm. Now, he's probably passed away, but I guarantee you someone in his family still probably owns that farm. And I'm asking, did you guys go check out that farm, Vision? Did you and your mom and your brother and everybody go check out that farm? That's what I'm asking. I'm sure you could drive out there, but we didn't. Okay, there it is. Just the museum and the gift shop. Well, Visions, if you ever want to go again, Fears, picture that. That will be another vlog of the century. Lord Visions, Fears. I turn on the, I turn on the fucking vlog camera, and I'm like, all right, this is Fears. Yeah, we're at fucking Roswell. Will Fears find a little scrap of alien spacecraft? I don't know. We'll fucking find out. We're on the fucking farm. That would be cool, Visions. Oh, shit. That may be another trip in the work. Let's get the first trip done. But that would be a fucking sweet. That would be sweet. Yeah. That would be sweet. Yep. It's here. Joyboy. Oh, he watched the wrong one. No, here. Let me pull up another YouTube thing. If you write in, you need to write in FearsMan26 here. Let me write it. Let's see if it pops up. FearsMan26, The Lonely Ghost. It should pop right up. Yeah, it's the very first one. The Lonely Ghost short film. And then right underneath it, Joyboy, it says behind the scenes of the Lonely Ghost short film. So it's all on FearsMan26. And then right underneath behind the scenes of the Lonely Ghost, then I do the Lonely Ghost short film with commentary. And so then you get to watch the short film and me doing commentary on it, which I need to do because you guys always loved when I did commentary about all my old short films and all my old films projects. I need to get back to doing that because whenever I did about 10 to 12 of those, and you guys loved them, and I just haven't got back to doing them again. Then there's a vlog of me and Ethereal. It says, if you go to Fears Vlogs and write in The Lonely Ghost Behind the Scenes, then you get to watch the vlog. So I put up some of the behind the scenes on the vlog, and then the rest of the behind the scenes are on Fears Man 26 because there's two angles of it. Because Ethereal used to do YouTube, and I said, hey, she goes, oh yeah, I'm bringing my camera. She goes, I'm going to film some behind the scenes, John. She's like, because I want to put some of that on my YouTube channel because I haven't done a short film in a while. I said, Ethereal, that'll be genius. I said, I'll have my behind the scenes, and then we'll have your behind the scenes. And I said, do you mind if I get a copy of it so I can put some of your behind the scenes on Fears Vlogs and Fears Man 26? And she said, yeah. So if you write in Fears Man, The Lonely Ghost, all that shit will pop up. So check it out, Joy Boy. But you have to put Fears Man 26 first, and then just write The Lonely Ghost. All that shit will pop up that I just said. So yeah. It's not that hard to find. It's not that hard to find. So check it out. It's one of my... I don't care what the trolls say. I'm very proud of that short film. I loved getting the idea from a dream, writing a script, taking one of my friends and putting it in, and I love that short film. I love it. I love that short film. Oh, Lord. Visions is pulling out the hard questions. Fears, if aliens really exist, would you date an alien? The alien would be of age, of course. I don't know. You know, Visions. This is not Star Trek. You know, in Star Trek, you know, humans are dating aliens all the time, you know. You know what? If the alien looked like that hot green girl from the Star Trek movie, you know, in the very first, you know, when Chris Pine played Captain Kirk, and he's making out with that hot, sexy alien girl that's all of her flesh is green, then yes. So, yes, then yes. So, yeah. Yep. Anyway, I'm going to take off, guys. Fears is getting tired. I'm getting hungry. But, man, this has been a hell of a good stream. Again, Tyler, Visions, I would like to mend the wounds of a certain someone. I just don't think he ever will. I think he's too immature. He started it. He really hurt my feelings. He threw away a friendship. And that's his choice. And I think it was the wrong choice, but, you know, I'm not him. So I refuse to watch any of his videos. I refuse to talk to him. He's a spineless coward, you know. Anyone that hurts me that much, I want nothing to do with, you know. I never hurt him like that. So I doubt the wounds will ever be mended. And it's sad because I really did enjoy being his friend. I really did. But it is what it is. So I just want peace and quiet. He's doing his own thing. I'm doing my own thing. You know, it's over. You know, so, and I'm not going to waste energy or time thinking about it, you know. If it happens, great. If we mend the wounds, great. But he owes me a damn good apology, which I'll never get because he's that immature. I'll never get it, so. It's not even worth talking about. Anyway, I'm taking off, guys, but if you guys got any suggestions on new topics, put them in the chat for next time. See you guys tomorrow. Same Fears channel, same Fears time. That's right. So, what is the first step to healing the friendship? An apology would be great. An apology would be great, Visions. But again, I seriously doubt he's that immature. He won't acknowledge that he started it. He won't acknowledge that that I deserve an apology. So it's never going to happen. Anyway, I'm taking off. I need to make some dinner, and I need to finish all those uploads of pictures and videos. And you guys have been begging for the Randall one, the Randall vlog. By the way, I talked to Randall last night, Visions. We had a long conversation, and me and him, we're really looking forward to seeing people's reaction to Fears Man 5. I mean, we're getting excited. We're so close to getting it done. Since Randall's got a new computer, he said, Fears, it may take me a little longer to figure out this new cartoon program, because he had to get his old computer, Visions, was on death's doorstep. He went, Fears, my last computer, it's so damn slow, so old. He's like, I need to get a new computer. And he goes, plus, I need to download all the new programs to make the cartoons, and then I'll download a new editing system to edit, normal videos. I said, I got it, Randall. So it may take a minute for him to figure it out. But yeah. So we're getting so close. I cannot wait for you guys to see the legendary battle. Fears Man taking down the evil Black Aldrin. Or should I call him Black Cauldron? We'll find out in Fears Man 5. That's right. I'm telling you, Visions, it is going to be the fight of the century. Fears Man, the almighty powerful Fears Man, versus the evil shit that is Black Aldrin. That's right. Oh, yeah. And you know what? Black Aldrin hasn't been... He was my very first internet troll. He was the very first internet troll I ever had. But he hasn't been in the community in a long time. I'm kind of curious what he'll think about this cartoon. Because Randall's after that. He goes, Fears, what do you think Black Aldrin would think of our cartoon? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe he'll come out of the woodwork whenever we post the cartoon, Fears Man episode 5. But I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. That's right, heroes. I'm still live, but I'm about to cut it off. But we had a hell of a live stream. So, yeah. You could start doing live commentary on previous live streams. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, I've never done a commentary on previous live streams, but I know I really want to get back to doing commentary on all my old film school projects, because I've got some really, I don't know, Visions, have you ever seen any or all of my old film school projects? Have you seen them all? Have you ever went to the beginnings of the Fears Man and watched some of my early attempts at filmmaking? I'll be honest, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. Some of my first attempts at filmmaking, some are good, some are absolutely shit horrible. But again, that's where I started, and I'm a far better filmmaker now than where I was. I'm not going to lie and say, oh yeah, I've always been great. No, I haven't. I was so shit when I first started my first attempts at filmmaking. Randy still jokes to me. He goes, hey, Fears, how about another 25 or another 26 transitions? And I'm like, Randy, you're fucking hilarious. I'm like, I'll never live it down. In one short film, I put like at least 10 transitions. And even my film school teacher was like, Fears, that's too much. Maybe 1, maybe 2 transitions at the most, but not 10 to 20. And I was like, got it. Gotcha. Oh, man. Let's see. This was a very good stream, Fears. Well, thanks, Joy Boy. I'm glad that you and other people enjoyed it. Joy Boy says, good night. Hope everyone has a good night. I hope you have a good night. And Joy Boy, it's good to see you again in the chat. It's been quite a while since, like, you went away for a while, and I was like, man, whatever happened to that guy? So it's good to see you again. So kudos to you, buddy. Vision says, just a week ago or so, I was watching some old stuff. Okay, there you go. Like the late night show when you dressed up with the host. Yeah, so that's the Fears Man thing that I'm talking about. So because my hard drive got corrupted back then, Visions, I was only able to save about 8 or 9 minutes of it. But on that demo reel that I showed you, it's got the full hour to 2 hour episode of Late Night with Mike, where you see Fears Man flying through the air, and then I'm disco dancing, with the music group and all that fucking shit. So Visions is going to be the first person to ever see the behind the scenes, how Fears Man was created. Maybe one day the Fears fans will get to see everything on my demo reel. And some of the stuff on my demo reel is already uploaded. Yeah. Oh yeah, censor bars. The bars that censor. And now, Visions, I'm not in that short film, but me and my classmates, I helped film that. I helped edit it. And then my buddy Joe, he's the guy that played the censor bar guy, where he's running around naked with a fucking censor bar. Now, really, when we made that, we had to get some quick shots, because obviously Joe is not naked. I said, Joe, run into the park, strip down to your boxers. So he was wearing boxers, and I said, just put the vertical bar that we made right in front of you so it looks like you're naked. So really the whole time he's not naked, and that was actually Joe's idea. It wasn't my idea. So Joe said, hey, Fierce, wouldn't it be hilarious if we did, like, the most horrible commercial for the most horrible product, but like we filmed it in a really good way. And I said, what's your idea, Joe? And he goes, you know those censor bars that they put in film? And I said, yeah. So this wasn't my idea, Visions. This was all him. And he allowed me to upload it to my YouTube channel and put it on my demo reel because he said, well, Fierce, you helped me film it. You helped me edit it, even though it was my idea. So he said, I'll let you share it and put it on your demo reel and on your YouTube channel. Because by that time, Fierce Man 26 had been created. But Fierce Vlogs wasn't created until 2013, 2014. So I said, Joe, I love that idea. Fucking vertical and horizontal sensor bars. You're fucking hilarious. I'm like, yeah, let's go out and film it. So, yeah. Then maybe there was one with a soda can or something. Well, there was a few. I did an animation. I did a stop motion animation of a soda can coming out, crushing down, and then coming back up whenever we were in our stop motion animation class. And then we did a couple of commercials. I remember one time I was in a suit and I'm about to eat a sandwich, and then some guy pops out and he's like, doobie doobie doo, and he does that little tune. He's like, doobie doobie doo, and I'm all like, what the fuck? And I'm like going like this. I'm like, who the hell is singing? And then all of a sudden he puts a can of like Mountain Dew up. That's probably the one that you're talking about, Visions. Again, that wasn't my idea. It was the guy singing doobie 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 doo. That was his idea. He wanted to do a Mountain Dew commercial, and I just got to be in it. Was that the original Crush Can? You know what? It probably was, because I did the Crush Can one way before Rasmus Rants, but the very first official Can Crush was probably, because I don't really consider that one. That one was for a short film. The original first Can Crush was when Rasmus Rants told me what a Can Crush was, and he was making fun of Tommy NC 2010 or however the fucking Can Crush shit started. And he went, Fierce, do me a favor. Grab a can and crush it on camera. And I was like, all right. I don't know why I'm doing this, but all right. And so I crushed a can. So that probably is technically the first one. So yeah. Well, Visions, I'm glad that you can watch all the old shit and appreciate it. You know, you guys should watch some of the old shit. Watch some of the old shit like Lord Visions did from start to finish. Like, there's old short films of me and my friend Mike at Walmart just dicking around at Walmart and filming short films on our break in Walmart. Those are some of the original shit. And you should watch them and let me know that you watch them and tell me what you think of them, because like I said, some of them are gems, and some of them are shit horrible. But you'll get a giggle out of them, because it was my first attempts at filmmaking, so yeah. Let's see. What were your top 5 movies back before the film school days besides Ghostbusters? Like, my top favorite Visions besides Ghostbusters? Well, Ghostbusters would be number 1. But besides Ghostbusters, let's see, before film school days, number 1, any of the Indiana Jones movies. Number 2, any of the Back to the Future movies. Goonies. Halloween. The very first Halloween with Michael O. Myers, 1978 style, baby. And the 5th one, man, it's hard to pick just 5. The 5th one, probably, I did watch a lot of Friday the 13th Part 3. That's my favorite, Friday the 13th. That's when he actually gets the hockey mask. That's when Jason becomes fucking Lord Jason. Because the potato sack, yeah, it's alright, but the fucking hockey mask is way scarier than a fucking potato sack with a fucking one eye hole and shit. So, probably those 5 Visions. But it's hard to pick 5. But yeah, those were the top movies before film school days and before the Ghostbuster days. But the very first movie that Fierce ever watched was The Goonies. Sadly, it wasn't Ghostbusters. I wish it would have been. But the second movie I remember watching was Ghostbusters. And then third was Home Alone. For sure. I watched Home Alone, the very first one, and Ghostbusters so much the goddamn VHS tape broke, and my parents had to buy me a new. But I still have my original. It's still broken. I just winded up the tape and put it back in the VHS case. And it's in Fears' Ghostbuster Nerd Collection back in Missouri, rotting in a box. So one of these days when I get a bigger place, I'm going to bring that entire Missouri collection and add it with my Florida collection, and it'll just be one big epic collection. There you are. So yeah, that was a good question, Visions. Great question, buddy. Great question. But yeah, dude, how cool would it be? I love that you and your family, like you and your brother and your mom went to Roswell. That's a cool fucking trip. You know? Again, it kind of stinks that you didn't. Well, you guys were probably so busy. That's probably why you didn't get to go see it. It stinks that you didn't get to see that guy's original farm. But all those little other tourist attractions that you told me about, all those sound great. The fucking McDonald's with the fucking alien spacecraft crashing into it and shit. I bet that was hilarious. Yeah. I've had some tape snap. Thankfully, you can use Scotch tape. That's true. I just never fixed my original Ghostbuster. So maybe when Fears dies, I'm taking my original Ghostbusters tape with me. And then whatever version of the best version, if it's fucking, 4K 7, whenever Fears dies, I'm taking the best version of Ghostbusters with me and my original tape with me. And then I'm taking my favorite video game of all time with me, Super Mario Brothers 3. Super Mario Brothers 3 will be in Fears' casket, for sure. And the best version of Ghostbusters and my very first version of Ghostbusters, that is coming with me. That's right. So when Fears someday has to make a will, that's fucking happening. I will put it in my will. I'm like, whoever's taking care of my funeral, put those in my casket, for sure. For sure. Everything there is alien themed, they relied heavily on tourism. Oh well, yeah, I mean, because that's the town. That's the town. That's their main source of income for sure, Vision. So that's probably why they go nuts with all the alien shit. Because fucking Roswell, the town Roswell, New Mexico, that's where supposedly the first landing ever between humans and aliens happened in the 40s. So I get it. That's why they go nuts with all that alien tourism shit. That's their bread and butter. Mostly everything in New Mexico, other than that, cities are like ghost towns. Right on. I was close to New Mexico, like whenever I went to film school in Arizona, but I never made it down to New Mexico. Never. I always wanted to, just never had time. Again, this just shows you how busy doing a double major in film school. I was in Arizona and I never made it to the Grand Canyon. I made it the farthest I ever went. I was dating this girl and she lived all the way in Flagstaff, which is 3 hours away, but she was so hot, I was like, it's worth the drive. And sadly, the reason why it didn't work out, she went, Fears, I remember this. I remember we were having lunch and we were having sliders. And she went, Fears, she goes, I think you're cute, you're a funny guy, you're sexy. And then in my mind, I'm like, oh, here we go. Here comes the letdown. I didn't say it out loud, but I said it in my mind. And Visions, she was so hot. One of the hottest chicks I've ever dated. And we went out for about 2 weeks. And she went, Fears, it's just not feasible. I live 3 hours away. You live 3 hours away. Every time we go visit each other, you're spending a lot on gas. I'm spending a lot on gas. And I was like, well, why don't we, and I tried. I said, how about this? I said, I know we've only been dating 2 weeks, but I said, I really like you. I said, I think you're smart, you're funny. Of course, you're drop dead gorgeous. I said, I really want this to work out. I said, how about we date each other for a couple more months? And I said, why don't you move down with me, I said, after a couple of months. I said, obviously, you're not going to move in after 2 weeks, but I said, how about we keep it going for like 4 or 5 months, and then you can move down, or I could move down there. I said, school's almost done. And she's like, Fears, she's like, just like, I think I'm going to take off. And I was like, all right, well, I'm like, I get it. I'm like, it is a lot of money. And so I'm like, I get it. But she goes, I think you're a great guy, though. So it sucks. I don't remember her name, though. Sadly, I don't. I think it was Rachel. I think. I don't really know. But let's just put it this way, Visions. The lovemaking, it was so good. Epic. But it only lasted 2 weeks. Damn it! Damn it. Fears is never, I'm telling you, I've just had the worst luck with chicks, man. either they've had to move away because of their dad's job, or one girl cheated on me, you know, or I've had to dump them because they turned psycho. I don't know. Again, Vision said, this is a direct quote, Vision said Mrs. Fears is out there. I hope I find her soon because Fears is running out of time. I'm going to be goddamn 40 this year, you know. Where are you, Mrs. Fears? God damn it, you know. Oh, that's bullshit, Visions. Visions goes, well, Fears, you know, lucky I'm still a virgin. That's not true. You've got Mrs. Visions. I know you guys have had some crazy sex play, all right? You know? Well, maybe not crazy sex. Well, I don't know. You are goth, so nothing against goth people, but I guarantee you, Visions and Mrs. Visions, yeah. Listen, you said you own a GIMP mask. Oh, wait, you don't own one, right? You borrowed one from Twinkle Toes, right? Or some shit. You guys are going nuts with the sex. Don't even go there. Don't even go there, you know? Yeah. Vision says, does it really feel like apple pie? I wouldn't know. I've never fucked an apple pie. But ask Jim. I asked Jim Lovitz. Is that his name? Is it Jim Lovitz? Or what's his name in the fucking movie? Jim. It's Jim. What the fuck is his name in the American Pie? That's his character name. It's Jim. And it's got the hilarious guy out of Vacation. You know, the stupid car salesman guy as his dad. He's one of the greatest characters in American Pie. Like, he's like an old-fashioned dad, and he's always wearing a shirt and tie, and he's like, hey, son, I think we need to have a sit-down talk. And then Visions, the greatest scene is when his dad finds out where Jim is fucking the apple pie, and he's like, Jim? And he's like, it doesn't look like, he goes, or what does he say? He says, it's not what you think. Well, if I was his dad, I'm like, it is what it is what I think. You're in the kitchen with a goddamn pie next to your penis. Like, what is it supposed to look like, you know? And then the next scene is great, Visions. It's them. It's a close-up shot of the pie, and it's all messed up. And then it's got them two sitting across from each other at the table. And then Jim's dad goes, well, you know, we'll just tell your mother that, you know, that we ate it all. And you know, there's none left for her. And Jim's like, well, Dad, like, she wanted a piece. And then he says something like, well, obviously she's not going to have a piece now. Or he says some shit like that. It's one of the greatest scenes out of fucking American Pie. It's hilarious. I love that movie. But no, I wouldn't know, Visions. But no, Visions, you're definitely not a virgin. You and Mrs. Visions has definitely got on some freaky deaky shit. Guaranteed. All right, I'm taking off because this is getting kind of crazy, this conversation. But anyway, as soon as you said that, Visions, I started laughing. I'm like, there's no way Visions is a virgin. No way, you know. Anyway, I'm taking off. I'm glad that you guys loved the stream. It was a pretty good stream today. A lot of interesting questions on aliens. If you guys love me answering these questions, excuse me, I'm about to burp. I will definitely do some more of them. But I'm glad that you guys all enjoyed it. I always love hanging out and talking with you guys. I'm saving myself for marriage. Have a good night, Fears. Good stream. Well, thanks, buddy. It was a good stream. We'll definitely do it again sometimes. Let me know if you guys have got any more ideas about topics to talk about on the stream. Let me know. Visions, I cannot wait to hang out next year, buddy. It's going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be the hangout of the century. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful night. I'm going to get something to eat. I'm going to work on some vlogs and then mosey on off to work. And then I cannot wait. Me and Sam, miniature golfing and streaming and lunch on Saturday. So look out for an epic stream on Saturday with me and Lord Sam. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to FearsMan26 and Fears Vlogs. Subscribe to my friend Visions, Lord Visions, at www.exhumvisions.com. As I always say, buy some cool shit. Why? Because my buddy Visions is a cool motherfucker, and he makes cool fucking products. Check out his website, www.exhumvisions.com. Subscribe to Pixel, Lord of the Pylons, at Pixel Protocol. Subscribe to my buddy Randall, Lord Randall, at Cameo Man 2021, and his second channel, Part Deuce, the Mayor of Magic. And this is Fears, signing off. See you next time.